Before we get
It's a
too far
lot,
into this,
man.
before we get too far into this, can you guys introduce yourself, starting with Jeff, and then on to continuing?
Yeah, no
And
problem.
I'm gonna pull you guys'
Again,
stuff
I'm 401 rated Jeff. I live on the East Coast. I'm in Rhode Island. Been a Raider fan since the mid 70s. Hell of a lot older than most of the guys that do some of these podcasts. So, been around, been there, done that, seen that. I'm one of the few benefits of being a Raider fan so early in my life. I've at least got to see us win our 3 Super Bowls. So I've known the good and the really good, and I've lived now through the last 20 years basically of just kind of mediocre to miserableness, with the way the team's been run. So I've been around for a while, so been doing YouTube stuff now this will be my 3rd season getting into this now. So I'm having fun, man. I'm having fun doing it. It's a blast. I've been able to meet so many different people like you guys. I just met you guys in the last week. And look at now we're on a show together.
Absolutely.
I definitely want to talk to you guys about when we're done here tonight, because I think we could have something good here with the 3 of us going. I think
I feel like I seen your live before. I feel like I already kind of knew you. I seen like 2 of your lives before. Yeah.
I have fun with it. You know what it is? I'm not going to come on and sugarcoat things. Let's put it that way. I keep it real. I speak from the heart when it comes to my feeling for the Raiders and for football in general. Like, first, I'm a Raiders fan, but I'm also a football enthusiast, a football fan, which is why I like doing what I do on Fridays, where I talk NFL talk. It's not just Raiders talk. I cover all teams, any news that's going on in the world of the NFL. I do that on Friday nights, and you can see my phone number there. I do a live call-in show. So the first roughly 45 minutes to an hour, I cover the news that's happened in the last week, and then I open up the phone lines, and the chat can call in and talk. So I love doing that, and I love just talking football with people.
That's cool.
Even if you're from the same division like these two.
Yeah, I'm trying to get like a call-in line so people can call and leave me voicemails that I can.
It's easy. It's real easy. Just Google Voice. It's the
Google
easiest
Voice?
thing to do. Mm-hmm. It'll
Right
generate its own phone number for you. So,
all right, we're going to introduce our other host real quick, just so we get the introductions out the way. So go ahead, and introduce yourself, man.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Superchargers Podcast. Just cover Chargers news, Chargers culture. I cover some different NFL topics too. But I usually keep it AFC West. If it's not usually, I don't branch too often to the Chargers. But yeah, basically about it. I also kind of like do rivalries and reactions, and yeah. I don't know how did I start getting this. I got this, funny enough. I did graphic design. I went to Fresno State, and my buddy wanted a logo. And he just didn't get back to me in time. And I was like, you know what, man? I was like, I feel like the Chargers. I was like, what they're doing with Harbaugh. I was really sick of Brandon Staley. Did not like that era. I was really disgruntled during that time. I'm not gonna lie. And I was like, you know what, man? I feel like I kind of need. I was complaining too. I was like, you know what, man? The Chargers fans. I feel like we need more of a. I kind of like how the Raiders have an edge, and the Bills too, and even the Broncos. I feel like they have So I was like trying to bring that to the Chargers. Bring some of that energy to the Chargers fandom. And but yeah, no, I just started the podcast week 4 last season, and yeah.
No, that's awesome. And yeah, there's going to be some fun stuff we can do, because coming up to the season leading up into like Chargers, Raiders, Broncos, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, Chargers, there's some discussions to be had leading into those games that will be fun to make content out of for all of us.
Oh yeah, dude. There's a bunch of stuff, dude. Honestly, I think the AFC West is. I'm high on the Raiders and the Broncos, dude. I think those teams are going to be pretty.
I'm high on the Raiders more than Jeff is. I think.
Yeah, Jeff. I feel like you're kind of down. I'm surprised. I'm like, dude,
we're higher on the Raiders than you are.
You think?
Yeah, we got to hate for the Chiefs that for some reason you're making up, but yeah, we're making up the love for the Raiders, which is kind of funny.
Oh yeah, I just feel like, dude, the Chiefs are kind of going in more of a downward direction versus the Raiders. I feel like they're kind of turning things around.
The Raiders laid a foundation.
This is where I kind of tend to like keep it a little bit more real when it comes to how I feel about the team. I'm sorry, I'm just trying to set something up here.
They're good.
Hang on.
Well, I was just going to say, I'm excited for Clint Kubiak. I'm excited for, investing in the offensive line, investing in a quarterback. No matter what people think about the quarterback, investing in a quarterback, you made the right moves. We'll see if they pay off. But I actually am very high on Clint Kubiak, especially because of the whole Broncos nature behind there with Gary and all that. But some Broncos fans are hoping that this turns into a Shanahan part 2. And that when Sean Payton's gone and we've lost Davis Webb, maybe we could still Clint Kubiak back from the Raiders in a few years. And I don't know if that's the case, but I'm really actually scared of the foundation that has been laid for the Raiders.
Yeah, like I said, what I was trying to say is I linked my channel and I got both of your channels linked to it too. So anybody that's watching from my channel, make sure you guys go to the links in the description and give them both a sub. Turn your notifications on. I think you're going to see something where we might do some more stuff definitely in the future. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Absolutely. And I'll keep pulling up the channels so people can see.
Awesome. What I know I said it when we were in the Zoom meeting. I bit the apple last year. I got super excited for how the Raiders were going to possibly look last year based on what Pete Carroll said. I'm here to win games. I'm not here to develop players. I'm here to win games. And it seemed like that's what they were doing with. They were doing we're in a win now type mode when we were in an absolute opposite of that. And we were in more of a let's lose everything mode. The way the team was structured last year, the coaching situation, I just was so let down with how everything was so hyped early on. And I was in Pete Carroll's corner when they hired him. I was all for it. And then that
I was
started.
Pete Carroll too. I thought Pete Carroll was gonna bring like some legitimate coaching to the Raiders.
Yeah, I thought that this guy's gonna come in with this experience. He's won a Super Bowl. He's been a college national champion. Multiple, more than once. Had some great players. Did great things in Seattle.
Because they're building, it's like Pete wasn't more of like a win now mode. He was a win now guy.
Yeah, and that's just it. And that's what he was saying. I'm here to win games. And it's like, well, you ended up doing the furthest from winning games. You won 3 games.
It's a rebuild. I know.
Yeah, it just so when it comes to this year, right now I'm looking at our team. We're still a 3-14 team, no matter how you cut it. We're a 3-14 team, plain and simple.
Oh, I got 6 wins at least.
We are though. We're still until the season starts and we see what we've put on the field for a product. We are still a 3-14 team. We're still a bottom barrel offensive line until it starts to get fixed. And again, we won't know that until the season starts. And we see you're going to get a taste of what the team's going to look like in preseason, but damn well coaches don't reveal everything they're going to do in preseason. They keep a lot of stuff close to the vest.
Oh, I heard Clint Kubiak's been doing a good job with the practices. I heard he's running forward.
And that's just it. I mean, I think what a lot of fans don't realize sometimes, and not just Raider fans, but fans in general, when you have a new coach come in, especially a coach that's never been a head coach before, now you're talking about guys that have never been defensive coordinators or offensive coordinators now getting that jump up and becoming those guys. And then you bring the influx of new free agents, new rookies that you just drafted. Everything with this team this season is new.
But I feel like this guy's different. I think he's actually a little bit of an outlier. I think he doesn't fit the mold.
And you're right, he doesn't. But again, you can't sit here and say, "Oh, we're going to be a Super Bowl championship team this year, or we're going to make the playoffs." You have to. Don't set. My biggest thing is don't set the expectation for we're going to be up here, and then when we end up down here, don't be pissed. It's you that set that expectation so high, not the team, not the coaches. It's you as the fans set your team's expectation up here, and when they don't hit it and they fall down here somewhere, you're going to get mad at the team. Well, the team didn't come out and say we're going to be this great team like Pete Carroll did. Everybody had everything. Mm-hmm. Every right last season to be pissed because Pete Carroll came in and said, I'm I'm going to win games. They're talking winning 10 games. Yeah, you're going to get that from my fans. Trust me. From me.
It's
Hey,
all-
man, little do they know they're tuning into a Broncos show right now. So, oops, we put Jeff back up there. See, you guys are on a Broncos show.
on purpose. Don't worry.
Yeah, I'm just free. I'm just broadcasting to my channel to hopefully
That's-
bring
that's
guys in that
awesome.
can help sub to these guys too.
No, but honestly, Jeff, what would you rate the offseason? I thought the Raiders had a good offseason, bro.
And I agree. On paper, we look great. On paper, we look good on paper. But there's multiple things or multiple levels to all this.
I'm hearing some good things.
Yeah, you're gonna. But again, you got to remember what it is. It's not preseason. It's mini camp. It's OTAs. Yeah, everybody looks good in the shorts and the t-shirts and a helmet on their head running around. There's no pressure. There's no defense coming in on the quarterback. There's no corners out there running with these wide receivers and actually bumping them and hitting them because they're not in pads. Now's when it starts to become real. When they can actually start having some physicality to these practices. The downside is because of the collective bargaining agreement, teams can only have so many physical full padded practices in a certain time frame. So like during preseason, from the start of training camp to the end of it, they can only have, I believe it's 14. During the regular season, it's still only 14. You can only have 14 days of full padded practice. You got an 18-week season. That means 4 weeks you're not having that full contact practice.
I know.
The only way you're going to learn sometimes is that physicality of the game and getting out there and bumping heads and hitting each other.
Yeah.
And then comes game time, these guys aren't having that continuity or the contact. And then when they get hit for the first time, especially rookies, because people have to remember when you come from a college rank to the pros, it's a different game. It's faster. The guys hit a hell of a lot harder. These guys are playing for money. Yes, I know there's NILs and everything in college, but these guys are playing for massive contracts, especially if it's a contract year. So if a guy's got a chance to knock your head off, he's going to knock your damn head off. He doesn't care because he's already making his money. He's already in the league. When you're in college, you have to think about your future. Here, this is everything to these guys. This is their job. In a college, you're auditioning for that job in the NFL. It's just like an interview. Once you got the job, now, hey, all bets are off. I'm going out there and I'm going to kill it.
3 wins?
No, I'll be honest with you. I see a 6-win team that could turn into a 10-win team next year. I see a real good foundation, Jeff. You should appreciate the foundation that you have. I didn't see the foundation we had with Bo Nix and Sean Payton and all that because of the 10 years of misery we went through after our Super Bowl hangover and going through 14 different starting quarterbacks, something like that. The QB carousel meme that ESPN would hit us with all the time would kill me. That stupid carousel meme, it was horrible. But I see like 6 wins to 10 wins. I think you got a great foundation, and not 3 wins. 3 wins is crazy.
I think you were so down.
No. I'm not saying we're going to have 3 wins. I'm still saying right now we are still no better than a 3-14 team. So until we get past that 3-win total for this current season, we're still 3-14.
You guys are winning at least 6 this year, I think.
I hope so. I want to be wrong.
I think it's
and that's the
foundation.
thing. I want to be wrong in the worst way. I want to be able to. I want to be able to come in here and say I was wrong, and I'm happy I was wrong because we won 7 games or 8 games. Same thing with Mendoza. As much as I didn't want him, I want him to be successful.
Anything Mendoza isn't that guy. He's still a good locker room presence. You know what I mean? Like even he's not that good. It's like, hey,
so you're going to use a number 1 draft pick on a good locker room presence,
right? But you know what? Now, I think I get what you're saying, but he was more of a.
Right.
They're doing it something different this year. I feel like they're doing the Aaron Rodgers.
No, and they are. It feels like what?
QB.
After all these years of watching
QB for Glenn Kubiak.
struggle, all right. After watching these guys struggle for years, it just feels like everything's being done in the right way. Like they're doing everything right, basically. I haven't seen many mistakes come out of this as far as the way things are being handled and talked about. Everything's been on the up and up.
That's not Raiders.
It's not. But again, that's that shift in the organization. That's what Mark Davis taking a back seat a little bit more. Okay,
And I actually kind of like.
I am. I am Silva.
Mark Davis,
Protect the heart.
he'll make a move. He'll fire people. He'll bite the bullet. I think Raider fans kind of got. I think Mark Davis isn't that bad, in my opinion. Am I tripping?
What was that?
I kind of don't think I'm not that down on Mark Davis. I feel like he fires people. I kind of like that as like an owner. He does fire people. He'll bite the bullet. You know, he got rid of. I would have kept honestly, and the Chargers don't do this. They keep coaches. I feel like maybe a little too long. But then it felt suddenly when besides it was Marty Schottenheimer, they wanted to get rid of him at a 14-2 season. But I feel like with Mark Davis, I feel like he does. You know, he'll fire people. You know, I really like how I feel like the worst hire was the guy who was on the Broncos too, Josh
McDaniels.
Dumbass.
When he left, he drafted DT, which is great. Demaryius Thomas, great draft pick. You know, Tim Tebow got us a win. You know, and you know, so what in the playoffs? He destroyed the Broncos this whole time here. And then look at what he did. He flirted with the Colts that 1 year and then didn't even go. He's going to stay Drake May's QB coach. Whatever. He's going to stay in New England forever. He's never going anywhere. He can't go anywhere. He's lost his reputation.
I mean, that's one thing, Cody, you and I both can appreciate on how much he was a horrible coach. He was with you guys. You know, if I was the owner of the Raiders, I wouldn't have even thought about bringing him into the Raiders.
I know.
For two reasons. One, because he came from the Patriots, and that's when Mark Davis wanted to do the whole Patriot way because it was successful.
Any of the Belichick cronies, all except for
Vrabel's the only one that's been any good.
Only one, yeah. Everybody else sucks.
Yeah. So with Josh McDaniels, he is by far one of the worst coaches that we've had. But I think last year Pete Carroll beat him out. I think Pete Carroll finally said, "Hold my beer. I'm going to do worse than Josh McDaniels." I mean, I've never seen fan base turn on Pete Carroll so fast.
And I think honestly, though, I feel you, but some of that
I don't have to worry about money.
I blame Raider Nation a little bit how bad that got.
Oh, it was I mean, at one point it was like, do we even want to see the team win at this point? Let's solidify that early draft pick at this point. You never wanted to come out and say it because then it just looks like you're being hated.
You know what? You're gonna laugh at me this. I think Christian Wilkins really effed up that locker room.
Oh yeah.
No one wants to say that.
Absolutely.
I think, dude, he had some mutiny because you could tell that affected it. You get me?
Oh yeah.
And I just feel like that really I feel like it was going to be hard to win that because they played kind of good in the beginning, the Raiders. And earlier last year, they were playing good in the beginning. I feel like a couple of games I watched them compete.
Yeah. I mean, it again, last year, I was at the game. I was at the home opener last year for New England for the Raiders game.
That's so far.
I got to see in person last year because I went to that game and we looked okay, but I could, from my vantage point, I could still see that we were making bonehead mistakes out there, and I could see that we got lucky. We won that game. There's no ways about it. We easily could have lost that game. You know, I saw two different ends of the spectrum here. I saw them win, and then I went to the game in Philly in December. Froze my ass off in that game. Okay, we lost 30-0. And when I say I watched the team come out flat, I mean they came out of that locker room like they didn't even want to be there. All right. But the funny thing is, the following week, they go to Houston, and we play the Texans, and we almost beat their ass. We had a hell of a game that day. Genty crushed it. He had like 2 or 3 touchdowns that game. And I'm watching this game, and I'm like, where the hell was this team last week when I was freezing my balls off in Philly? I mean, it's still, I don't believe in that cold weather crap. I really don't. You play the game no matter what.
Hey, Oakland, I feel like maybe it didn't affect them because the Oakland's kind of colder. You're in desert heat all the time. You know what I mean? I feel like
I've seen Miami come up here and beat the Patriots in the snow. I've seen them go to Buffalo and win. So what is that excuse for them? It's even hotter down there because of the humidity. It's even worse. You know? But when you see them come out so flat one game and then the next game, it looks like you're going to beat one of the – actually, I think at the time, the Texans were the number 1 defense in the league, and we were toying with them somewhat. We blew it at the end, obviously, in true Raider fashion the last few years. But that's a game we could have won, and we played completely different.
You know how the Raiders had it? I'm not going to lie. That 2017 season with Derek Carr MVP year. That was the one highlight the last decade.
And then the broken leg.
That was a good year. If he didn't
that was the last time where we had a legit shot. If it wasn't,
they should try to win that. Was it the Texans or the Bengals? Which one?
That was a good year.
Cincinnati.
It was Cincinnati. What happened? They just kind of flat because those are early.
We were just horrible. But you got to remember, you had Derek Carr. He gets hurt, so now your backup comes in. He gets hurt. Now we got to start a rookie. We got to start a rookie for his first game ever as a starter is in the playoffs. You're behind the 8 ball right there. The kid just doesn't have the experience in such a high valued game, such a high
game. They didn't try to get somebody.
Huh?
They should have tried to get somebody.
No, they didn't do shit.
Yeah, they should have tried to get somebody off the block or something.
No, I think Max wants to be here. I think there's some fans that are mixed. There's still some fans that are so mad at him still because of the whole Flock Nation thing he said.
So Martin's in the fantasy as well.
Huh?
Some fans are still mad at Max Crosby, you said?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because of the whole Flock Nation thing. There's a lot of fans that don't appreciate him saying that as he was leaving. Oh, when he got to Baltimore, like, Flock Nation, which doesn't even exist. It's not even a real thing. And he should have known that.
It's a real thing.
No, it's not. Flock Nation is not their saying. It's not
a real thing. It is. It's made up.
And a true Raider, but a true Raider and a true Raider fan knows that there's only one nation, and it's Raider Nation. All these teams that try and do and use the nation thing is bullshit.
Hey, we have Broncos country, baby.
Yeah, see, that makes sense. I get that. Chargers, the 5 fans that they have their saying, whatever it is, bolt up or whatever.
It should be Chargers Island, like Love Island.
But it's like when other teams use the term nation in their name, it doesn't make sense.
Who else does that?
The Steelers do, and that's always been a dispute going back and forth between Raider fans and Steelers fans who said it first.
Okay, there's an OG team. Okay, we can go there. Okay, that makes sense.
Well, there is a thing with, like, they call it Red Sox Nation here in Boston. But here's the thing with the Red Sox. There's actually, if I remember correctly, there's a brick that was laid in the original building where it said Nation in it back in like 1918 or whatever they built the stadium. So they're the only ones I don't give crap to when they call it that nation. They call it Red Sox Nation because they've actually used that and they've had that in their name or on their facade of the building or the ballpark years, way before the NFL even started or before the Raiders even came into fruition.
MLB too, and if they did steal it, who cares? That's MLB. That's not like a
it's a totally different sport anyway.
Yeah, but, right.
It just that's what irks a lot of Raider fans. So when Max, who was looked upon as like the next thing since sliced bread with the Raiders as like the greatest player we've had and God knows how long, and he's such an icon for the team. When they start to dressing as Flock Nation, that pissed people off.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
I was on the Raider Stadium tour when the trade was still believed to have went through. So like there was a thing on the billboard, like on the stadium sign inside that said "Thank you, Max Crosby," and then I literally was watching on my phone that the trade was falling apart. When I was on the stadium tour, and I was like, when are they going to change that on the board? Because it's just sitting up there.
Hey, Max Crosby's defense, though, that was some collusion or whatever.
Something was shady for sure. It was a gimmick.
So
here's the thing: it's not the first time Baltimore's done that,
and
we've done that as the Raiders once before.
The league should do something about it,
right? So is that
But this was
here's
the thing. This was the highest profile player that this has happened to, and that's the difference. Like with what we did, it wasn't such a high profile player like Max. And for the value of what we were getting back for him, we were getting 2 first-round picks, one this year, which would have been the number 14 overall, which I still miss to this moment. I wish we had the number 14 and the first, because we could have done some damage in this draft this past season, this past draft. And then we had the first round, whatever theirs was going to be at the end of the season. I didn't think they were going to be that great.
Hey, Mendoza will have trade value, though. He's always going to be worth a pick.
Oh, definitely.
Worth a first rounder.
I'm curious to see I honestly have a feeling that depending on how we look when it gets closer to the trade deadline, that he may be gone.
They might,
Because you got to remember, he's not the future of the organization.
Early season trade. That does sound good.
Yeah.
That does make sense.
But I don't know. I feel like you think, I don't know. What do you think? We'll see. Gets in training camp, right?
Yeah.
So training
Well,
camp.
he's already there because he finished the season on injury. He reported with the rookies, so he's been there since they came in on Thursday or Friday. He's been there since day one. Oh, I wanted that 14th round pick, 14th pick overall in the worst way. A lot of us did. Once we were fine with him moving on and we were seeing what was being done with what we were bringing in for free agents, because we did a ton of moves that weekend. From the time that Max left the building to the time he came back, it was a whole new defense.
The Raiders,
because when he left, we had crap. When he came back, we had so much of it. Like we had linebackers now. We brought in secondary guys. We brought in Quiddy.
Tyler Lindenbaum's going to win you 2 games. Just having him.
He's going to help that run game.
I'm fine with that. But one of our big question marks is if Colton Miller can stay healthy.
I think that's going to hurt the Ravens. I think Lamar's not going to play as well. Everyone's losing him.
Yeah, because they brought in, was it Passaic? How's the guy's name?
Isaiah Pacheco?
Huh?
Was it Pacheco?
Who's the Ravens?
No, it's like Pacic, Pacic. I think they brought in a center from somewhere else as a free agent in the last week. I forget the guy's name. I talked about it Friday night. Do I have it here?
No, I think
I would know if I kept up on my Raiders news, but I don't.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen this year.
Give me your guys' honest opinions on the Broncos and Bo Nix and Sean Payton giving up play calling, to Davis Webb, one of the best play callers ever, giving it up. What do you think about the Broncos? Honestly, I want your takes.
I think Sean Payton was forced out of play calling after not calling that field goal. I feel like ownership, the Walmart people kind of said, "Hey, you gotta give up."
Yeah,
I think they kind of they're like, and I think he also hooked up with Deanna Rossini too.
No, he has a thing for Kay Adams. If you want Sean Payton to open up, Kay Adams shows up to practice and he opens up to the media like he gets all bubbly. But when he talks to local media,
he's a media guy, bro. He worked for Fox before he got the Broncos job.
1 year. And you know what he did? He said that when he saw Nathaniel Hackett coaching the Broncos with Russell Wilson, he said that in his mind, he was just watching it and was like, I could totally do that better. So the next year he took the job and he's doing it better.
Oh yeah, he did say some snarky stuff to Nathaniel Hackett. I remember that.
Yeah, no, he said some stuff about Nathaniel Hackett, talking about
how Aaron Rodgers fired off on him about
things
that
way
too.
better here or there. Mm-hmm. And he said, well, he was working at Fox, you see it differently, and you think, well, I would do this differently, I could do that differently. So it was some shade towards Nathaniel Hackett, but yeah, I'm just saying, yeah, I agree with you that they definitely maybe forced his hand on the play calling. But if you were local media people will even say they have noticed he's even been kind of like questioning himself at times. He says that maybe he did an interview at one point. He said that maybe he's getting too conservative with his age or something like that. And maybe that played a little factor into it. I also think that they were worried about losing Davis Webb because he was in Vegas for an interview with the Raiders. And it was that same week that they immediately said, no, we're bringing him back. I think they were terrified of maybe.
He's the OC now, right?
Yeah, he's the OC now, and he's going to be calling the plays, but it's not like he installed a whole offense. It's the Sean Payton offense. He's tweaking it. He's going to make it run faster. There's going to be less substitutions with Jalen Waddle in this offense. You're going to see a faster offense. Sean Payton's offenses are notorious for being humongous and like just long. He's just going to cut a chunk of that out. He's going to simplify it. And that's why I think Davis Webb and Clint Kubiak are similar in the sense of what they are as that young play caller that, gets a little creative on offense. It's just, Clint's actually called plays. Davis hasn't had the chance to, other than a preseason game last year against the Cardinals.
Well, what's the latest news on Bo Nix?
Ankle's looking fine. He's going to be fine for week 1.
So I know it's not a real photo.
Technically, recently.
That photo that they keep putting out there of his ankle before and after, that's not a real photo.
No, there's so much talk about this ankle and stuff. I'm not actually worried about it. It's been something that's bothered him throughout his career in high school and then in college, and both 2 times that he's had to address it or something. He's gone on to, like, he won a state championship in high school right after he had that issue, and then in college, he had that issue, and then he gone on to make take the Ducks into the playoffs. But I'm not too worried about it, honestly. I think as long as because we got a great now. So as someone commented earlier talking about the AFC West and teams that spend money, I don't have to worry about my team and their money because we have Walmart that owns us.
Yeah,
there's not a team that comes close when it comes to money, like the Broncos. Not even the Panthers, because it's a whole like 13 something billion to like 70 billion kind of gap. So it's not like it's there. They have some of the best training staff in the world. So, like, if they should, in my opinion, if you want, and this is coming from a Broncos fan, if you want any proof the league is rigged, if the Broncos go on a rig the next 3 years, it proves that all it takes is money to win. So I'm just saying, if we go like become a dynasty, I mean, one ring is just one ring, but if they go on to win a few, I will even start to say, maybe you just got to pull out some of that sweet cash, that sweet Walmart slave labor money, and it works. I'm sorry, guys.
You're good. I just want to know when they're going to rename the stadium to Great Value Stadium.
Oh, man, I hope that's not the case. But they're going to be building that new stadium. It's about a mile away. It's called in Burnham Yard. It's just a mile south.
It's going to be a big box. They're going to build it like a box store.
Yeah, so I hope that there's some sort of open elements, because that's something I don't want to lose as a Broncos fan, is that open air, snow, the weather. If they take that away, every team is making that switch to domes, and like, so
why?
Pretty. I've been to Allegiance on the stadium tour, and Allegiance very modern, up to date. It's just because of how new it feels. It probably doesn't have the aura as Oakland probably had. It needs
Oakland
to develop that
different.
aura.
Yeah, Oakland was different, low key, bro. There's no. I'm not. Honestly,
the Raiders have to grow into the stadium.
Like, had its own.
Yeah, I think the Raiders have to grow into this stadium because it's so nice. The Chargers, I think, just because of how nice SoFi is, and because like you share it with the Rams technically, and because of that, the Rams winning a Super Bowl, there's already a lot of aura kind of developing. Not aura, I don't know. It's hard to talk about aura in the Rams, but they have their moments. They've stayed consistent. I love Les Snead. I'll say that.
I'm reading JC Biz comment.
That's funny. My mother, by the way. This is my mother.
My mom.
Yeah. One of our owners is dating Kim Kardashian.
Yeah,
so hopefully that does not become a Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift thing.
Okay. I was gonna say, I mean, one of the main reasons teams that play in cold weather want to have a dome now is because everybody's going to be vying for a Super Bowl. Brings in money, just like you said.
Control it all.
It's money. It's all about money. I mean, that's why New England's already talking about if they build a new stadium, Kraft wants a dome because he wants that Super Bowl money. Why wouldn't you? Because you either have to have a warm, open air weather stadium like the Hard Rock in Miami or the Cowboys, in Arlington. Or, if you're in a dome, it doesn't matter where the hell you are. The Raiders already hosted one. Arizona gets one every now and then. SoFi's had one. They got this year's is SoFi, isn't it? Right? So the Rams are going to get to play at home this year, in the Super Bowl, because they're my odds-on favorite right now. I already had them high on my list, but when they made that move with Garrett, I was like, they're in it to win it. There's no choice about it. They're in it to win it.
I think they're that Nami Asuma team, the 2011 Eagles. I think the Rams are hype. I don't think they're. I think the Rams are overrated. I think they're all hype.
I don't think so. I think
the Rams are similar to that same Rams team that won the Super Bowl against the Bengals. They did the same thing like with Von Miller, getting aggressive, making a move. I think they did the same thing. They doubled down on safety. I mean, on the back end, and they went out and got Myles Garrett. So to me, it reminds me of the whole Von Miller trade.
They're that 2011 Eagles team. And this is why I kind of do like Raider fans. I remember my buddy had a Nami Asuma Raider jersey, and he ripped off the back of the name when they traded.
With Namdi, he was one of a kind when he was with us. It was the system he was in with us. When he went to Philly, they played a totally different system. So that's what hurt him, unfortunately. If he would have stayed with us, he would have been just as good as he was prior to that. By him going to Philly,
I feel like he was also focused either.
yeah, well, there was part of that too, but Philly never really used him the way that they should have. They tried making him adapt to their system instead of working what his strengths were. And his strengths were exactly what he was doing with us. And it was like, well, he didn't have a lot of interceptions. Yeah, because quarterbacks wouldn't throw to him because he would cover his receiver like a blanket. He made it almost impossible to throw the ball to. You know, I mean, there's a story out there where Peyton Manning was in the Pro Bowl, and so was Nnamdi, and he introduced his dad to Nnamdi and says, "Hey, I want to introduce you to the best corner in the league right now." He goes, "I don't want to throw against them." You know, that's he had the respect of a guy like Peyton Manning, who was at the height of his game at that point, already knew that this guy's one of the best out there. You know, and then when he went to Philly, he just disappeared.
And I think that's happened with Myles Garrett. I think Myles Garrett's not going to be the same player he was in the Browns.
Oh, I think Myles Garrett's going to be just fine. I think you're underestimating.
He just went for 20. What? He just broke the record, right?
Cleveland team. He's going to a team now that can put points on the board consistently. Okay, so he's going to have less pressure on him. To be honest with you, he's not going to have to go out there and hold teams to 14 points and hope their offense can outscore them.
And Aaron Donald's in the building too. People don't know that he's actually in the building talking.
I mean, if Aaron Donald comes back for one more season and goes all in with this, you know,
Garrett
they're not going to use him.
Bro.
Yeah, he's not going to be used like a every down type of guy. He's going to come in certain situations. He's not going to have to be the main guy they rely on. But now you put him on one end and you put Myles Garrett on the other. Good luck. Granted, Aaron Donald hasn't played for a couple of years. Have you seen videos of him? The guy is still in ridiculous
the whole time.
He's going to be in football shape. That's different from being in physical shape. So it will take him a little bit. But I think if he comes back, that team is completely different. That defense is going to be lights out. I'm sorry. Good luck for any quarterback.
Too much hype.
I don't think so. See, Myles Garrett is a beast. On such a shitty Cleveland team, he never needed somebody opposite him to be effective. He's different.
Oh no, he has. I think so. You know, I get what you're saying, but I saw those Raider teams weren't that good. And he was doing really well in the defense. You get me? And he didn't have any star players, if I remember, on those Raider defenses. You know, so it's like I just feel like, dude, when you add all these personalities, you have all this offseason hype. I just feel like it's a lot to live up to, and I feel like they have a lot of personalities. I think it's going to be something like more off the. I feel like it's going to be a locker room, like just too much hype. I feel like they can't live up to it. I think the NFC is going to. I think the Niners are going to actually win that division.
See, I think that the Rams, you know, they are the reason why I think that they are comparable to that same team that won the Super Bowl is because, you know, they made that trade for Von Miller and got the star pass rusher. That was the same offseason. I think they also got Jalen Ramsey, right? Am I wrong? Did they get Jalen Ramsey that year?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
And you know, you see the Trent McDuffie thing. It feels very similar. I don't think it's it would have been too much personalities back then too. I think maybe Puka is too much personality no matter what. Maybe that's the thing is Puka's so much personality. But I like what they've done. This is the same coach, same GM. Les Snead and you know, Sean McVay have been tied to the hips this whole time. I just love Les Snead. He's aggressive. He treats every year like it's the last year.
No, I do. It is good, like to talk about, but I just feel and like I do like how they go all in. They do.
It doesn't pan off. It doesn't.
I just feel like they're overcompensating.
It works sometimes.
Last year. I feel like they are. I feel like the Broncos did a little bit of this too, but I feel like I liked what they did better. I like Brittany and Jalen.
I think Denver did do that with making the move for Waddle. I think that was.
I like that better, but I feel like I'd rather have that. I feel like the Rams just did a little too much. Right? I like Jared Verse. I feel like he was a good player. I feel like it's bad karma too. I don't like trading him away. I feel like that's not good juju. Like I feel like that was a young up and coming player that was kind of with you. There was no reason to upgrade him for Myles Garrett. I feel like that wasn't that big of an upgrade. You know, I feel like Myles Garrett's a bigger name. Like, you know, just like I feel like I like the Cincinnati player. I feel like he's just as good as Max Crosby. I feel like Max Crosby is just a bigger name, bigger brand.
Yeah, I can't help but agree with Jeff though that, you know, we saw Myles go for like 20 something plus this last year on the Browns. He's going to have less pressure already because he has a better D line around him. I think in LA, I think he has a better D line. And if you were to even get, you know, an Aaron Donald that comes back on rotation, that's going to just draw even more attention. You may see a 25, sack, 27 sack year if because he's that good. I don't think he's taking a step back. I think Myles Garrett's that good. Maybe he takes a step down in a few sacks, but either way, you're getting like over 15 sacks guaranteed from Myles Garrett. So he's primed for a big year for sure.
Yeah, I think the other thing with Myles too is he's coming to a team where he's not the main. He's got a supporting cast around him that he can count on that defense. He didn't have that in Cleveland. He had a rookie that was playing for the first time in Mason Graham. Schlesinger is great. I love that kid. But other than that defense was not that good. So he's coming to a team that's got even more talent around him. And now you add Aaron Donald back into it, possibly. That's insane.
No. I get you. I just feel like I just feel like I said this feeling it's not gonna work. I feel like it's too much hype, man. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they will, but I just feel like they're not gonna live up to expectations.
My Super Bowl pick has, even though I have like my bias, I think Denver's primed for it. But if I'm taking Denver out, I'll pick anyone from the AFC from those top contenders. But my NFC pick has always been the Rams ever since the offseason. I think they should have been there last year. They just messed it up against Seattle,
Yeah, I like Seattle though too. I'm not gonna lie, Seattle had a lot of depth last year.
I think Seattle's in for a Super Bowl hangover.
Oh yeah, I think they're in for a hangover. I think they're gonna take a step back.
Oh, I agree 100% on that.
Yeah. But I mean, maybe you're right. I feel like maybe I am estimating the Chiefs a little bit too because they did, and I like Trent McDuffie. I like that player a lot, but I just feel like they got too much. I don't like, even the Rams revealed the new uniforms. I just feel like they're doing
the uniforms are bad.
I want to put you both on this. I want to put you both on the spot right now.
All right.
Who's winning the AFC West this year?
Oh, I have
Broncos.
I do have Chargers winning. I feel like I think I'm really high on Mike McDaniels.
I think it's tighter. I think the Chiefs are going to be. I've made some claims about the Chiefs, like they're going to drag their corpses into the playoffs and stuff like that. I just think that they're a wild card team. I think they had a really bad year. They're a wild card team this year. Maybe the year after is their real big year. I think they're in a reload year. I think they're in kind of a reload year, not a restart year. So that's just my thing. And then with the Chargers and the Broncos, I think that they are your one or two team. It's going to be one of them. It'll be one of them. I may be biasly leaning towards the Broncos, but I think it's going to be tighter. It won't be as easy of a way to, as easy of a win or as easy to pull it off. It's going to be, I think, don't we play the Chargers at the end of the season?
No, I think, dude, I have the Broncos getting to the playoffs. I just feel like Sean Payton, I think that you're going to be competing to the bottom line. I feel like Sean Payton's ego is going to get in the way again. He's going to make another stupid bonehead.
Well, the good thing is that he's not the play caller. I don't think he's taking back play calling because of ownership either. So I think no matter what, it's Davis's Webb's team.
I feel like maybe someone did tell him something though, dude. I feel like someone did tell him something. The GM did come down and be like, "Hey, Peyton, we might need just maybe take down play call."
Right.
I just don't like.
I'm going to give my take on the whole AFC West thing. First of all, until proven otherwise, we're fourth. I know my fans, my chat that's in here are going to be like, "You're crazy." We're fourth in the division right now. We're not built yet to compete with you guys or the Chargers. Okay. I honestly think with the Chargers, having Mike McDaniel in there is going to bring a different element to that team, and the offense is going to be a little bit more scarier. Okay. Because I think he's a great he's another one of those guys, great offensive coordinator.
I needed him.
Yeah, I mean, getting him was, I think, one of your biggest moves in the offseason.
Yeah, I know, for real.
So with him coming in as the OC, I think that changes the whole dimension of your team. I think it adds another whole element to it where you guys are going to be, you're already competitive as it is, but I think it takes you guys to another level, okay? Because he's good. He's good at what he does, and he's got talent on that roster all the way around. Receivers, quarterback, running back, offensive line. You guys are not, I wouldn't say solid, like you guys are great, you're going to be there. It's definitely going to be a shootout between, I think, Denver and the Chargers for who wins the division. The Chiefs, I think the Chiefs are going to be better than people are saying. I told you, as long as I said this earlier when we were in the Zoom, as long as Mahomes is still there and Andy Reid are together, and they also brought Kelsey back, they're still a competitive team, whether people think it or not. I mean, Mahomes is going to come back strong from this injury.
Oh, heck
Right?
no.
ACL injuries now are so different for repairs, and the recovery time is so much shorter than what it used to be. All right. I had mine done 20 years ago, and it took me well over 10 months plus before I could even have the confidence to do what I used to do. Okay.
So Mahomes taking a step back.
Huh?
Mahomes is definitely taking. He hasn't been playing good these last couple of years.
All he's going to have to do is take a couple of hits and make some moves and plant in a game situation, not so much in practice and all that, because you can be a little bit more hesitant in practice. But when it comes to game time stuff, to this day, 20-something years later, I am still afraid when it snows and there's ice underneath the snow. I walk like I'm an old man. Like I shuffle my feet because I am afraid. That's how I did it in the first place. I snapped my ACL at a fire scene is how I did it. And I was out for almost a year before I could get back on the job, and it sucked. All right. So to this day, ice still scares the shit out of me. It's a mental thing more than anything with your ACL. Just the same thing with the Raiders with Kuntz. Now, this is his second year now back.
What injury did Carr have? He never came back the same.
It was a broken leg. He didn't have a. Yeah. It was a broken leg when he was in 2017, and when he was down in New Orleans, it was his shoulder. His shoulder was shit.
I like this.
It's kind of No, to your point, no, I think Mahomes is done, dude. I just feel like the Chiefs. Dude,
I don't think so.
Travis Kelce's hanging out in LA, hanging out with Will Ferrell, doing his podcast. You think he would? Yeah. Let's go back on the football game. Hey, Jayton, this pop star. That guy does not want to go play football. These guys are they won. Now they got their riches, they got their spoils. So they're chilling, dude. I don't think they're gonna just be. I think they're gonna be really bad. I think they're definitely.
I think they're gonna be better than you think they are. I'm telling you, they still have a chance.
Make a difference.
See, I'm not down on the Chiefs because of like Mahomes' health. I'm more down on him because I think you got an aging Kelsey. I think that you might have an Andy Reid that if he has another bad year is getting frustrated with continuing. I think that they didn't do as much as I wanted in the wide receiver room. I think I wanted them to do a little more in the wide receiver room. I think they gave away their secondary and then decided to go really young. So I think that there's some things leading into all that adding up leads to them maybe being a wild.
I think that's going to affect it too. That the whole thing with the stadium, they're leaving the Missouri.
I think there's a lot of stuff. I think they're going to. Mahomes' health is not what I think is the issue this year. I think that they need to reload more. I want to see more explosive wide receivers, and then besides that, I want that. Kelsey's getting old. I don't think he's going to be the same. I think he'll be okay, but he won't be the same. I think we saw him take a step back last year in speed and stuff. He's looking a little different.
The Raiders scare me way more than the Chiefs because the Chiefs are just kind of going. I feel like they've been kind of going down. I got lucky that Super Bowl year. I feel like they got lucky that one time they won the playoffs.
Again with Mahomes, he's just a different beast at quarterback. I mean, he does Mahomes things. You've watched how many games have you watched him play against just you guys? When is he? How many times has he just pulled something out of his ass and they've won the game? Or he's just done something magical, and you watch and go, "How the hell did he just do that?"
No, you're right.
It's just that he's just that type of player. He doesn't quit. You know what I mean? He doesn't quit. He will do anything he can to either get a first down, get a touchdown, make the play, to do whatever it takes to move the team and move the ball down the field. He's that good of a player. Would I draft him early in a fantasy football league? Oh, hell no. I ain't trusting him.
He hasn't been that player I was like, he was that player, Jeff, but not recent. Not as the last couple of years. The defense is carrying that team.
Again, the year that they lost to the Eagles in the Super Bowl, that was their defense that got them there. It wasn't their offense.
I put the Niners coach. He gave them 2 Super Bowls. He screwed up the play line, so I don't give that to Mahomes. Really, I feel like Mahomes got kind of lucky. He's gotten kind of lucky.
The Super Bowl they lost to the Eagles. The only reason they even made it through the playoffs and got to the Super Bowl was their defense. Their defense kept them in it. Their offense was horrible that year. They were not that good. You know,
I just feel like
I still. What's up, G fam?
Be a little busy. That's some busy work right there.
Again, I'm trying not to be over optimistic for the Raiders. I just want to be pleasantly surprised. I want to see us go out there and compete. I don't want to see us getting shut out, you know, where we're not putting points on the board. I want to see us be competitive. Do I want to see us, you know, go out there and blow everybody out? Oh, hell yeah, of course I do. But I'm trying to just keep it realistic. You know, I don't want to set that expectation so high that when it doesn't happen, I sit here at the end of the season being pissed at everything because they didn't do as good as I thought they were gonna. You know, I'm along for the ride this year. As far as I'm concerned, with a new head coach, all the changes with new coaches coming in, all these rookie players, these new free agents, my feeling is I want to see progression with this team. This season, as far as I'm concerned, everybody on this roster, everybody in the coaching staff, everybody gets a pass. You know, next year, we start really building for the future.
Raider fans also need to be realistic. Yeah, definitely these guys get a pass. No one should be criticized.
We're not a patient fan base. That's the problem. Raider fans are not patient.
And you guys should be.
No, they should be because they need to rebuild, dude. They haven't won since 2002. They need to just rebuild.
And that's why I said this is a good foundation to build on. We'll see if they and they keep building it.
Well, one of the good things the Raiders are doing this year is we're not going after that flashy, high-profile free agent. Okay, the flashiest, most high-profile free agent we went for was Linderbaum, and it's something we definitely needed because it just also means that JPJ is not.
You guys do need a wide receiver,
and that's the problem. Who are the receivers for the Raiders?
We got 14. We got 14 wide receivers on this roster right now. Okay, 2 of them are on injured reserve, so technically there's 12 active that can physically go out there and practice. So that's a lot of wide receivers.
Is Jacoby Myers still there?
No, he's gone. We traded him last year to Jacksonville.
Oh, that's right.
Oh yeah.
Because I love Jacoby Myers. That was one of the moves that Josh McDaniels made that I was happy with because I already knew about Jacoby Myers living here in New England. I knew we were getting a talented wide receiver, and with opposite of Devontae Adams, I knew he was gonna feast. He was gonna have a blast out here, you know. And he had a really good year that year, you know. And then once Devontae was gone, he's a great number 2 wide receiver. He's not a number 1, but once Devontae was gone, he was forced to be the number 1 wide receiver because he was the best wide receiver we had. You know, wide receiver. Granted, we had Brock Bowers. Brock Bowers is our number 1 threat in the receiving game.
Yeah,
you know, so
big weapon.
Yeah, he is, and I'm hoping for big things from him this year too.
He looks good. He's the best player.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah, right.
Offense or defense, I think he's the best overall player on this roster.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah.
Without a doubt.
It's by like a couple points too.
Oh, hell no. If I'm ranking the Raider players themselves on this current roster, Brock Bowers is number 1. Max is at least
for sure. Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. No, completely. No, but wow, what else? I was going to ask you something else. I kind of forgot. I think I'm a little higher on the Raiders though, dude. I feel like the Raiders are going to be pretty good.
I'm excited for the Raiders.
Yeah, I just feel like they're not talking to you more.
I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong.
Who are the receivers though? Who do you think is going to be the starting 1 and 2 and 3?
Well, it's going to Trey Tucker right now is going to be one of them.
You guys could sign Stephon Diggs. Go sign Diggs, right?
Again,
that feels like a Raiders move.
It does. Old school Raiders. Hell yeah. But I think with this current regime, the current coaches and ownership, I don't think you're going to see that happen. He's got too many off-field question marks.
Him up. Diggs.
He ain't going anywhere. I can't see it unless the team is really, really desperate for a wide receiver, which we are. You know, but if we haven't done it by now, I don't see us doing it.
Just wait till after the camp cuts. Check after the camp cuts. Maybe you'll find one.
There will be players that will be let go that not necessarily because they're not good anymore. It's because they're going to become a cap casualty in some cases. And a player that they might have drafted or picked up late might just outplay some of these older wide receivers. You know, that may be worth it. I got a lot of faith in Malik Benson, the kid from Oregon that we drafted. I
Okay.
think he's going to be decent, possibly for us. What's up, Cool Kev? I hope Betch, turns it around this year too. Thornton, I don't have a lot of faith in Thornton. Tennessee wide receivers, for some reason, they just don't have good experience in the NFL. They're statistically, or not so much statistically, but they historically.
You guys had our
TCU.
he played for the Chargers and he went to the Raiders too. He was a Tennessee. Josh, I didn't know. I guess he went to the Bills actually. He didn't play for the Raiders. Never mind. That was there's a receiver. He played for the Chargers and he also played for the Raiders. Yeah, it's slipping my mind. I'll look it up.
How long ago?
He was a few years ago, not too long ago. I believe it was Derek Carr's era, or maybe AOC.
No, I don't remember.
Yeah, look him up. He wasn't a starter, or he was a starter, but he was a. So and that's going to be a battle. Was it Vincent Brown? Yeah, Vincent Brown, I guess, also played for the Raiders. Remember that guy? I guess that's who I'm talking about. He played for the There's another guy, too. Oh, yeah, Jalen Guyton. He went to the Raiders, too. Tyrell Williams. That's who I'm thinking of, too. There's a couple of
okay,
yeah. There's a couple of guys, kind of all the same players. They kind of went to the Raiders, actually. They're like, it was like.
Kubiak does have a connection to Diggs. People forget that there's a connection to Minnesota.
Yeah.
We'll see if maybe it manifests, maybe it doesn't.
I think he's black.
I wouldn't be surprised.
Jack.
I think him and his brother are just kind of like. I think the NFL's not messing with them.
Yeah, I think they're both. What's up, Arnie? And make sure you guys, like I said, the links for both their channels are in my description. Make sure you guys get over to their channels and sub to them.
Yeah,
I think it could be something good going forward with the three of us. Maybe we got to find a Chiefs guy.
Oh, I like Genty. You do need a Chiefs guy, and I like Genty and his potential, bro. I'm a fan of Genty. I watched him at Boise State a couple times. I listen to Jeff though. I do get what he's saying with the O line. I guess we're opening up blocks, but I think Genty's actually going to have a better year this year. Daniel Tomlinson was saying good things about him. I feel like, dude, he just – you're right. Maybe Tyler Linderbaum is going to change that whole team, I feel like.
I'm excited as well for that run game with year two, especially year one with Kubiak. Kubiak, I think, is going to have he's going to make him run inside, or he's going to find someone to do it himself. So I think that the run game for the Raiders will get a little better. You want it to be good. Whether it's Cousins or that rookie out there, you want to have a good run game. That's the only way you're going to help either of those guys. So I could see them totally having at least a better year running the ball, whether it's Genty or if Genty goes down or if he just can't get it done. Kubiak, whether it's this year or next year, he'll find a guy to be his runner. So Genty will have to get it together quick because Kubiaks are notoriously not patient for finding running backs. They want one, and if it doesn't pay off, they'll move on real quick.
Yeah, that's why I was like, dude, I didn't think the roster outside of Brock Bowers, Genty, Max Crosby.
I love Mike Washington.
Oh yeah. There's a couple.
I love Mike Washington, and this is what I'm getting at with Kubiak because if Genty can't get it done, someone's going to get force fed, and it's going to be him. He doesn't care. Kubiaks have a history of they love their run game, and if you can't execute it for them, they're not going to get it done. I saw it plenty in Denver with Gary, or whether Gary was coaching the Broncos to a Super Bowl or whether Gary was coaching as an OC in the 90s. No matter what, notorious on this run game. So I think that no matter what, you can expect some sort of a step up, and if it's not a big step up, you're going to see Clint Kubiak do something drastic to make it better.
Cody, let me ask you this. When Kubiak was there, though, the Kubiaks, who was some of the running backs in Denver back then?
It depends. So like Gary, back when he was OC in the 90s, of course, we had like Terrell and Howard Griffith. He loves the fullbacks. You guys have a fullback, right? On roster.
Yeah, we brought in oh my God, Connor Haywood.
Yeah, the fact that the Raiders even got a fullback, I like that.
Yeah, the Broncos.
Not a lot of people are talking about that either.
It's like, whoa, okay, they got a fullback. And dude, the thing I'm hearing with the practices, you get me? Yeah, and I know Khalil Mack played for the Raiders and Chargers too. You're right. I think this is probably the last year he plays. I wonder if he's gonna what team he's gonna retire as. Probably a Bears.
Don't forget, Denver also at one point had Clinton Portis too, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, no,
too.
we had Clinton Portis at one point.
So and these are guys that were not drafted, number 1 or number 2 or number 3 overall. These are guys that were drafted late in the draft. So
we had C.J. Anderson in
you guys are gonna knack finding guys, especially the Kubiaks, but finding guys later in drafts and making them successful. I am very high on Mike Washington. I think he's got a chance to possibly steal some carries from Gentry. I'm sorry, I've been saying that, and people think I'm fucking crazy. But
no, I'm excited. I'm excited for Washington because when Denver was talking about like which rookie running back they wanted, it was Mike Washington or Jonah Coleman, and I love both. I think both are capable. I just think that I think both are like bowling ball type running backs, but I think that Coleman offers a little more like receiving out the backfield as well. Just because I think that, and this is why I'm happy to have a Chargers guy on here, because there's some J.K. Dobbins talk at one point to be had.
I'll talk
if he can stay healthy.
Whole AFC running group, I think all of them have strong running games. I think Denver has a good running back group. I think Raiders have a good running back group. Chiefs have a good running back squad. So I think the AFC West is loaded in terms of that.
To answer this question real quick, who's the best QB in the AFC West? I will objectively admit one of them has multiple rings, so that should be your answer right there. Mahomes has to be
really? It's going to be Herbert. This next season is going to be Herbert.
Here we go.
James is going to fix Herbert. This is the year we take over. I'm telling you. Mike McDaniels bringing us to the promised land.
So I was just going to go Mahomes, Knicks, Herbert, just because Knicks has made it. He's got his team one game away from a Super Bowl within 2 years. Each year you've seen a playoff berth and then a deep playoff appearance from Bo. That's why I'm super high on Bo, is because if he can replicate that for a third year, you're either going through the roof or it's back downward. So
I love Bo, bro. He's a gamer, but he's also a bit. He ain't Herbert or Mahomes. He just
but
I love
hasn't gotten his team one game from a Super Bowl in two years.
Oh, Knicks can't throw a ball 20 yards.
He won't need to with Jalen Waddle.
He's thinking and dunking.
60. This is why I'm happy to have this show going right now, because this is the fun banter. Travis Henry, how are you doing? Question: who will be the best wide receiver in the AFC West? Waddle, Sutton, Johnson, Tucker, Rice, someone else?
Waddle's going to have a big year. I might pick him up for fantasy. Maybe I should, but I don't want to. I can't do that, but I want to.
Hey, as a Broncos fan, I will tell you with this whole Waddle Sutton thing. So Waddle went for like 900 something last year with Tua, and you would think that with Bo Nix, you can at least get that over 1,000. Cortland has gone back to back 2 years over 1,000 with Bo already. So I think that, yes, I predict Waddle to probably have more yards than Sutton, but I've always expected Sutton to be reliable, especially with these 2 years with Bo. But I mean, I guess I'm leaning into Waddle just because I think he's the most explosive or the most proven out of any of these guys, and has the most potential of any of these guys as well. I think he has the most potential of any of these guys as well. What do you think, Jeff?
I think Rice number 1 is dead last in this, because who even knows what's even going on with him, what his status is going to be for this season, right?
Absolutely.
You're talking Rashee Rice. He's probably not even going to play. Isn't he suspended right now?
He's facing some sort of punishment, I believe.
Yeah, and it's nothing small either. It's going to be something that puts him out for a while. Out of that group, what was it again?
Yeah. Kyle Shanahan had a bunch of crazy, but dude, the Broncos had a badass line during that time with Elway.
This is why I think that you're going to see a good run game with the Raiders. At least is they're going to force feed the running back game no matter what.
Yeah, the Raiders are going to be upsetting some teams. It's for real.
I honestly, if I'm looking at that list of wide receivers, I'm still going to go Cortland Sutton. I think would be the top dog out of that group. He's got a better quarterback right now than the others as far as the quarterback wide receiver connection. Exactly. Waddle has to prove that he's worth what they traded away for him. You're talking a first round pick for him. I think you guys overpaid for him. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
you probably did.
I don't know if you agree or not. Would you
think
rather
he's better than what we could have gotten at pick 30? Do you think he's better than what we could have got at pick 30 at wide receiver?
How old is he? He's 31, 32.
He's still pretty young. Let me see. I'll pull it up real quick. But he ain't that old.
You can never fault somebody for going for a younger wide receiver early, like in the first round like that.
Right.
I probably still would have gone with a rookie wide receiver.
Yeah, he's 27, so yeah, a little up there in age.
Right. Isn't it sometimes Brandon
Proven.
is a game?
Proven.
I feel like that's a risk, right?
It's a proven commodity.
He is a proven commodity, with that system and everything. But that's why I say that I got to go with Sutton as the number one out of that group. Then probably Johnson, Waddle, and Tucker. They might be even keel right now, and I would only give Tucker the benefit of the doubt because he's already been there. He's already been with the team. You know what I mean? Sutton, Waddle's coming in. He's gonna, I think there's too much against Waddle right now. Like you said, he's got to prove it. Just like Tucker's got to prove it though too, because Tucker could come out of our roster as the number one right now, and that's scary because you're talking about a midget out there running around as your number one wide receiver.
I know. So who's Tucker competing against?
Well, you got Betch, you got Thornton, you got Naylor that we brought in from Seattle.
Yeah, I guess that is.
You got Cedric Jackson, which is the great nephew of Bo Jackson, so he's got a little of a bloodline in him.
How do you feel about your receivers in LA? You think you need more?
I feel better than the Raiders in general. I was like hearing his situation, like, oh, I thought I had it bad. No, I think Quentin Johnson's gonna be primed for a big year. But I was mad. I'm not gonna lie. I wanted us to get AJ Brown. I thought we were gonna go get him. I'm not in the Keenan Allen camp. That's a big topic with Charger fans. Very divisive. There's a Keenan Allen camp. People want Keenan back.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we should upgrade the position. And there's like another group who want the young guys. I guess I'm not kind of in on the young guys. I feel like Ladd McConkey, Quentin Johnson, and company are going to be primed for a big year. We got this guy, Mississippi State, Brendan Thompson. I think he's going to have a big year. He's supposed to be.
The problem I would have if I was you is the fact that if you bring in all these guys, how much is that hurting the growth of McConkey? Because I think McConkey's great. I think he's a wonderful wide receiver.
The staff, I think the staff feels like you'd feel. I feel like
if you bring in these veteran guys, whether they've been with the team or not in the past, like Keenan Allen's always going to have the team's always going to, or the fans are always going to have a soft spot for him because he was with them for so long. But you don't want to hurt the development of a young player like McConkey because if he's taking away plays and practice reps from him, that only hurts you going forward.
So it's a good compliment, right? A good compliment.
You're right. I think Ladd McConkey might be because he kind of took a step back last year. Maybe they're thinking the same thing, like, hey, this guy actually needs more playing time, and we might, and I do like Quentin Johnson. I do like some of the pieces. I got some younger.
I like Johnson. I actually had him in one of my fantasy leagues, and he did all right.
He was like. Because one game he was the Chargers were so in fantasy last year were so hot and cold. I was say bolt up or blow up. It's either hot. Someone said self-destruct. They are either hot or cold sometimes. I do agree with that. But no, I think they're gonna turn around. Actually, they're gonna have. I think I'm a bet on the young guys, low key. I'm kind of confident.
Just to let you know, whenever Arnie's in my chat, he's gonna ask questions like this. He just pumps out questions constantly. So be prepared when he's in the chat. He asks questions.
It keeps the chat moving. So
definitely. That's the one thing I like about it. When we're doing a show when we've got a lot of chat going on, it's tough to get to all his questions. So but just letting you know, he's going to ask questions, which is good.
Cool. Good. When we answer these questions, I say we just go top to bottom on the screen if that works.
Yeah.
So then, so with this one, rank your top defenses in the AFC West. I worry about the Chiefs secondary. I'll say that right there. So I got Broncos 1, Chargers 2, Chiefs 3, Raiders 4. What do you think?
I got that's pretty good. That's close. I got Raiders 3rd, Chargers 1st, Broncos 2nd, Chiefs last.
Homer. Hey, Broncos were one of the better defenses last year. I think they're only getting better. Broncos is still number 1. I'm putting us at number 2 just because of what we brought back. Max is still here. He's going to do Max things. The secondary for us got much better. We've got legit linebackers now, between Walker and Nakobe Dean. Just a matter of if Dean can stay healthy. That's the big issue. And our depth is a little rough. I got to put us number 2 out of that. Chargers 3. Chiefs are dead last right now until they prove that they're better than what they were last year, because they were not good last year.
No.
That defense for the Raiders and the run game are two things that can really make or break this season, or for at least proving that the Raiders are taking a step up. Because if the defense can take a step up and the run game can really get going, which I think, again, you're going to see Kubiak force feed that run game no matter who it is and how it happens. I think that can really be something that really pans out and helps Mendoza.
If defense works out the way that we're thinking it does, or we're hoping it does, our defense is going to help keep us in games like this year. Last year, our defense couldn't keep us in games worth of shit.
Oh,
they couldn't stop anybody on a consistent basis. Yeah, we'd get lucky here and there. We couldn't stop anybody on a consistent basis. And then when the offense got the ball, we couldn't move. We couldn't move the ball enough sometimes. Perfect example. I'm going to give you one perfect example of how bad a game was. The game in Philly, we never crossed the 50-yard line on offense, ever. So I sat looking straight at the end zone. The only time I saw the Raiders offense in front of me was when we were getting the ball from our own 4-yard line, and then we'd be 3 and out, or we'd go for 10 yards, 15 yards, and then we'd have to punt. We never crossed the 50-yard line that entire game. It was horrible.
No,
that's what I'm talking about. So the defense may make a stop, which we didn't in that game, but our offense can't put points on the board. I think the defense this year is going to be able to stop teams a little bit more consistently and give our offense a better chance, especially in the Kubiak system.
Hey, there was a lot of bad offensive football, though. I thought all around. There's a lot of bad quarterback play too.
Yeah,
just kind of all around. I feel like, but the Chargers stunk on offense too. They weren't doing too much last year. They didn't either. They went to New England and do a damn thing.
Nah.
Yeah, so it's like we'll see. Yeah, but I think everything. I'm not gonna lie. I think the Broncos retooled. I think the Raiders are on the rise, and I think the Chargers made some good moves too. Even the Chiefs, I feel like getting Kenneth Walker was a good upgrade from what they had. But I still feel like the AFC West is going to be really competitive, and I think the Raiders, the Chiefs will win a few games. But I have my high on the AFC West, bro. I feel like this is going to be a competitive division this year.
I think as far as defenses go, Denver's in a class by themselves this season right now, based on how they were last year and what they brought in to increase their overall, productivity for the defense. I think your defense, the Chargers, and ours are kind of almost even in a way, with what you guys already had and what you brought in, what we've added to what we had already. I think we're kind of even right now as far as that goes. So
we'll see.
The Chiefs are dead last. I'm sorry. Their secondary does not scare me at all.
We'll see, because I think the Chargers actually have a good defense. I think they're going to come back to be a top 5 defense again.
It is possible. I'm not saying they're not gonna, but I
don't think right
now we're even. Huh?
I don't think the Raiders are going to be a top 5 defense.
No, I'm not thinking that either.
Yeah.
I'll take a top 10 to 15, or at least 10 to 15. I'll take in that range, because that's a huge improvement from where we were last year.
I think Max Crosby is actually going to have a big year. I feel like he's actually. I
hope so.
I think he's going to have a big year. I think at least alone. I think you're right. I think the defense for the Raiders actually might come back, and it's going to be improved.
I mean, you got to look at our improvement in our secondary alone. We got younger, we got faster, we got bigger. Our secondary last year was horrible.
You're so right.
Our linebackers were pathetic. The only thing that I could count on to be somewhat decent was our front line, and I think that's even a little bit better now. So I think on paper we improved that defense, and we did a lot of it through the draft too. We brought in a lot of secondary plays, a lot of corners, a lot of safeties in the draft. Youth. This is a complete youth movement with us, which I haven't seen in like forever for the Raiders.
It's full rebuild from the beginning.
Yep.
You must be happy though. That's what must be. I must be. I'd be happy if I was a Raider fan right now.
I am. I'm happy with the moves that we've made this season. I just want to see how it transitions onto the field before I start really getting super excited.
I get
you. That's why I'm trying to keep an even keel when it comes to how well I think we're going to be. Let me see a few games, and then I'll let you know.
Because
even with the Harbaugh thing, dude, I was just happy to get someone who kind of knows what they're doing. It's like I didn't even have to. We don't have to win. I'm still giving this guy. We could lose this season. I won't give him the hot seat for another little while because I'm just coming off Brandon Staley. It's in such a mess. I'm like, I just want someone who's not calling games. The balls. I just want to say, hey, he's not call. He's calling the game properly. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, that's all I'm asking for. You know.
In all honesty, and you're probably not going to be happy with what I'm going to say. I don't think you're going to see the Chargers win the Super Bowl with Harbaugh. It's not going to happen.
I think what? Honestly, I feel like
Harbaugh does not stay long wherever he goes.
He never beat Urban Meyer, and it took him a minute to get.
It's a short clock.
I think it's the same with the Chargers. I think it's just going to take a minute to get going. I'm not gonna lie. I think this year they're going to be pretty good, Jeff. I'm not gonna lie. I think this is the year. I'm not even lying with you.
Don't you guys say that every year? This is the year. Like Cowboys fans, you're almost the same color blue. So I mean, you're not that far.
Yeah. The Cowboys took over Allegiant last year. Monday night.
The Broncos. The Broncos.
Dude, the Pop Warner team could have come in and taken over Allegiant last year. We were horrible.
The Raiders need to establish that culture for them to not have other fan bases come over and take over their stadiums. Because when I was at the Broncos game here, it was just all Broncos fans. It was a Broncos home game.
It's not just Broncos.
They need to establish the culture. It'll take time.
It's tourists, bro. I see all these different jerseys.
That's a bad thing too. Is allowing it to be where tourists can just take it over. That's a bad thing.
So that's just it too. In Vegas, it's basically the number one tourist destination in the world. Okay, so there's that. All right, these hotels get these package deals. They'll reach out to say travel agencies, or they'll do something through Expedia or whatever. Fans from New England, the Patriots are going to Vegas to play against the Raiders. It's in December. Hey, come out here. We'll put you up in the hotel. We'll give you tickets to the game. It's all these package deals. These fans want to come to Vegas. So and that's what happened with that Monday night game. First of all, it's the first time that the Raiders and the Cowboys played on Monday night in Vegas. Okay, so for that to happen itself on a Monday night game against the Raiders in Vegas, that was going to be a huge draw for Cowboys fans. And we already knew that. We knew that we were going to be outnumbered in that stadium. It was obvious.
Country plots up on these better dates. They'd rather be in Vegas. They'd rather be in LA than be in Denver. That's facts.
There's a question for you, man. Superchargers, are you not worried about the loss of Jesse Minter? Will cause your D to take a step back?
I thought that too. I did wish we'd resigned him ideally, but I think
who took over?
It's a guy from he's not from Notre Dame. He's from Western Michigan or East. He's in Western or Eastern Michigan. He has familiarities with the system, I believe. Something. Yeah, he's from Western Michigan, I'm pretty sure, but he's just kind of stepping in. So it's just kind of the same thing. And we only lost one player. I can't say this guy's name. Adathe Owawa, or he's on the Commanders now. I can never get his name right, but Adathe. It's Adathe. It's Adathe something, but he's on the Commanders now. I wish we signed him, but that's what we got in our number one pick. We got Mizador, Akeem Mizador, but there was some beef with that on when we drafted him. He was talking some smack actually the night we drafted him. We kind of got him to replace him. So yeah, I'm high. I'm high on the DC. I'm not really tripping on, especially how the Chargers run the team. Yeah, Chris O'Leary. There we go. Yeah, Chris O'Leary. He's from pretty sure.
What's up, Jason?
Western Michigan. There we go. Yeah, Chris O'Leary from Western Michigan. Yeah, I think he'll do a good job.
To answer GFam's question, yeah, I mean, you got Josh Simmons, Creed Humphrey, Trey Smith. I mean, they've got good offensive linemen there. They don't have like a bunch of bums, but I still don't think the Chiefs are going to be that bad. I'm sorry. I still think they're going to be, as long as Mahomes is there, they're still going to have a chance. He will do his magic somehow. So let me see. IR exemplified, suspended, lifted. I'm just looking at Rashid Rice's status right now. Yeah, they got nothing listed here for him.
I will say this: being a Broncos fan in Vegas is all. I mean, being a fan like of your team that while living in like a division rival city is nice because you're guaranteed to see your team once. You know,
Yeah.
just like you've talked about like how this will be your first time seeing them in their home uniforms because you've only seen them in their their aways, right?
Mhm.
Same feeling. So I will say at
It's
least with
great,
me,
bro. I love that they went to Vegas. It's great for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's the problem. Oakland was not good for us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It had the aura.
It's gonna be
Where it's like,
easier-
oh,
it's gonna
you
be
know what I mean?
easier on other people who
Vegas,
want to
I'm
go
like,
see
oh, I'm
teams,
down
too.
to go to a fake game.
Mile High Raider here. You know, when I was in Denver, my Uber driver, man, he was a Raider fan and one of the coolest guys I know. He was a Raider fan since like the 80s. So nothing but love to my Uber driver. I don't remember his name, but there's plenty of Raider fans hanging out there in Denver, just like there was Broncos fans here. We got like 3 or 4 Broncos bars here in Vegas. So that's why I said when you're here, we'll go hit a Broncos bar. You can watch a Raider game from a Broncos bar. Why not?
What's the one? Is Twin Peaks one of them?
No, I mean, I'm sure you probably go to a Twin Peaks. They're playing the Broncos games. There's a few like local smaller ones. There's one called like Jake's Broncos Bar. There's a few bigger ones, but there's like 3 or 4 out here.
Oh, GFAM's 100% accurate with that statement too.
Mm.
Chargers fans, anybody I think was afraid to go to Oakland. It was different,
I
you know.
actually go to Oakland.
My
I mean,
mother,
LA
she
was
was
kind
she went to
LA
the
was
Broncos
probably-
Raiders.
Yeah, LA was a shaky area too, especially where the stadium is.
Coliseum was the Coliseum back in the day.
The
Yeah.
stadium in LA is right in the middle of Watts. Okay, so it's not that great of a section either. You know, during the
Yeah.
60s, you know, Watts was a bad area, and you know, during the whole civil rights uprising and everything in LA, that was a bad section to be stuck in.
My
Yeah.
mother, she
Oakland
was.
Oakland was different, man.
Oh,
I never
yeah.
got to experience.
I don't know what it was because that stadium they played Mount David. Oakland had a different vibe to it, bro. I don't know why. And you might be right because I wasn't around when they played in LA, but I didn't. Oakland just have a different vibe to it. I feel like
Yeah.
like mystique to it almost.
I'll tell you, you know what doesn't have the mystique that everybody says it does was Philly. Like for the longest time, I'd be like, I'll never go to a Philly game. Those fans are just, you know, I hear too many weird things about them and everything. I'll tell you what, at that game, I didn't feel scared or worried whatsoever. I mean, first of all, I'm not going to be scared.
Super Bowl got them all this national fan base. They got a lot of bandwagon.
Well, they were super, super nice. Everybody my wife and I went with my wife. So that's the other worry I had is like, I got to keep her protected too. But where we sat, we were the only Raider fans in the entire section. We were surrounded by Eagles fans. The 2 guys behind me were even bigger than me, and they were as nice as could be. You know, neither one of us drink anymore, and they were wanting to buy us beers and everything. I'm like, we're not sorry, but we don't drink. You want to buy me a water? That's fine. I'll take the water. But you know, I mean, these guys we were talking, and I think what happened was because I told them where, you know, they saw the back of my vest and it says New England on it. They're like, "Oh, you live in New England?" I said, "Yeah." I said, "Don't worry, I hate the Pats." He goes, "Oh, we hate the Pats down here." I said, "Good." So that was part of the reason we struck it. You know, good conversation going on.
Oh no, no,
Dude,
no one likes the Patriots, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's one thing we all have in common here. I guess you're kind of. I guess yeah. I'm not. No one likes the Patriots, right?
No one likes the Pats here.
So Cody, is that the bar you go to? Is that the one you're talking about, the Black Mountain Grill?
I haven't been to that one. No, I'm saying like because there's Jake's Bronco Bar right near my house, so that one's just like a few blocks away. But no, that's a good one right there. I've heard things. I was gonna say, going back to your talk on like the Coliseum. My mother, her and my grandmother, they went to a Broncos Las Vegas Raiders game at the Coliseum when my mom was little, and she said that there was a Broncos Raider fan, they got into a fight outside and like someone got stabbed or something. So, that's the testament to the LA Coliseum area. that part of town kind of thing.
Well, it's funny because I've been to the Coliseum back
Mhm.
in '85. We were playing there already, but I was there in July, so obviously there was nothing going on.
Yeah.
And my parents, we ended up driving to the stadium, and it's funny because you're in the real shitty area. Like you're looking at, just bums walking around, boarded up buildings. Then you take this one turn into the campus for USC, and then you go a little bit further, and you take another turn, and it's all green grass, nice white
Mhm.
pristine statues, and there's the stadium in front of you. It's like you feel like you just got transported into a totally different area.
Yeah, because
You know?
USC's right in the hood.
Yeah, it is. And then you pull up, and it's this gorgeous looking stadium. It's huge. I got out of the car, went up to it, looked inside, got pictures. They had what was like their version of the Raider image there at that time. All the money I brought with me, I spent it all in there. I bought all kinds of Raider gear because it wasn't easy to get that out here in the East Coast,
Oh,
Yeah.
hey, there's a Raiders image right here in Fresno at the mall.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I just found it the other day. Oh, I think we already put it back in the box. Wife was going through some boxes and she opened it up. She goes, "Holy shit, look at this!" So it was the white leather baseball hat I bought in LA back in '85.
Oh, badass.
Still have it, and I put it on. I'm like, "Oh, it still fits too."
Badass. That's sick.
They should change the bar name the Rocky Mountain Oysters. Rocky Mountain.
I should have known that. My bad. I remember this name now. That's like the third time someone else asked me if he was in DC, and I was like, I know it's Chris, but I was like, oh, because he just got to the team, So hard with some of these names and everything,
Yeah. See, I just realized there's no football in the month of June because every weekend in June is a bye week. Hey, that's funny. That's some humor.
That.
No, Oakland Field was kind of a dump, but it had the baseball field, but I swear that's what made it kind of scary. People, at least the Charger fan, the Coliseum had this aura to it.
Travis Kelce hated it.
Yeah. Opposing people did not like going there, which made it kind of cool. I was like, oh yeah.
You look that up.
Versus like, Allegiant, I want to go to.
And you haven't been to Vegas for a game?
No, I haven't gone to Vegas yet for a game. No.
You're going this year, you said, didn't you?
Yeah, I'm going this year yet.
We're both doing something for the first time this year. I'm going to Vegas for the first time to see the Raiders. You are too.
Well, when you both are out here in Vegas, we all got to get drinks or something or hang out.
I'm down.
We'll do something.
We'll go.
No, I'm not going to be out there the same time he's going to be there. I'll be out there when you're out there because you live there.
Either way, I'll make time to come visit both you guys when you guys are out here. You just tell me when and where, and I'll come show up.
I'll be Friday night. I'll be on Fremont Street with all the Raider fans. Come showing up there in a Broncos gear.
I will. I will gladly come show up. Maybe I can. Maybe I'll subscribe.
You'll see other jerseys, bro. You'll see a Baker Mayfield. You're gonna see a Andrew Luck throwback. You'll see some random jerseys.
Oh yeah, yeah. And that's the one thing I miss about watching the Raiders when they played in Oakland on TV too, is just seeing the infield dirt. I know a lot of players hated it, a lot of fans hated it. I just thought it was cool.
It's cool on
I
TV.
feel you on that. I feel you on that. I totally feel you.
That's you.
Thanks, Sarah G fan with the $5 super chat. I appreciate you, man. He says, just a reminder, fellas, Raiders, don't be jealous that there isn't enough Charger fans to get any super chats.
Hey.
Thanks, G fam. You're the man, and I appreciate you. Yeah, I'll tell you what. One player that excelled on the dirt was Janikowski. When he loved kicking from the dirt, man. He could nail everything from the dirt.
He was the best player on the Raiders for a while, huh?
And it's funny. Do you know how many Pro Bowls he made in his entire career?
Oh, probably a couple, right? One. He just made one Pro Bowl.
One Pro
many
Bowl in
All-Pros?
the entire time with the Raiders. One.
I'm shocked.
How many All Pros did he get?
I think it only might have been one. If not, it's zero.
Wow, that's crazy. Because he kicked what was it, a 60-something
Yeah.
kick back when 60-yard kicks were impressive. He kicked like a 60-something.
But don't forget, when he was also kicking, he was also playing the same time guys like Adam Vinatieri were playing. What's his name from the Colts, Vanderjack, I mean, there's some of these guys that were there were a little bit more consistent than him. You know, there were games where he would miss, you know, on a more regular basis, but it's weird. When you look at the Raider kickers through their lifetime, he's the number one point scorer of the whole 9 yards. On a team level, he's the best kicker we ever had. You know, but when you look at in an NFL based for his existence in the league, he had some stiff competition. So he only had one Pro Bowl his entire career. I thought it was more than that until I looked it up one day before a show. And I was shocked. And I used that as a trivia question that night. And everybody was guessing like, 5, 6, 4, 3. I said, nope, 1.
Raiders versus the NFL. I feel like that's some shade because that's crazy. You get me?
Yeah. Yeah, and it's true. A lot of kickers hated the stadium.
All-time scoring leader as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, he was, dude. He was making
What's up, Henry?
Nice.
You know, the Raiders actually had a really good special teams for a long time. I remember one time they had a trick play against us that was like really crazy.
It always seems like we have a great kicker and a great punter.
Yeah, you guys.
The rest of the team's horrible.
Yeah.
You know, like the big joke for me the last few years has been, you know, when we go to punt and AJ Cole walks out on the field, I'm like, well, here comes our best player on the roster right now. AJ Cole comes trucking out there and kicks it to their 2-yard line in a corner kick. You know, it's like, that's why he's an all-pro. That's why he's a Pro Bowler year after year. That's why he always finishes number 1 in everything, because he gets so many opportunities to kick. And he does such a great job of it. Leckler was the same way when he was with us. A great punter. You know, we've had a history of having really good kickers, and it's always the rest of the team sucks. You know, like we got great special teams. Our kickers are phenomenal, but our offense is horrible and our defense is you know, or the other way around. Our offense looks great and our defense is crap. You know?
Yeah.
We can never get that great mix. You know, I mean, you've experienced that in your own team. Everybody comes through that.
That Jack Del Rio team was kind of balanced.
Oh, that was one of our better runs as far as, you know, the team during that era. And then we go
a great hire.
Yeah,
that was a great hire by the Raiders.
You know who I really didn't like? I didn't like he played for the Raiders. He coached for a while. My buddy, some of my Raider fans really liked him. They wanted to bring him back.
Who?
I forget his name.
Shell?
No, he was recent. He played on the Raiders. He came back. Why did some of these coaches slip in my mind? You know who I'm talking about. He was just on the team. He coached before Pete Carroll.
Well, Antonio Pierce didn't play for us.
Yeah, Pierce. Pierce played for the Pierce played for the Raiders.
He grew up a Raiders fan as a kid.
Oh, really?
He's the same age as me. So he grew up with them in L.A. and everything because he's from Compton. No, he played for the Giants. He won the Super Bowl with the Giants.
Oh, my bad. I didn't know that. I thought he played for the Raiders.
No, he wasn't. He didn't play for us.
Okay, yeah, I thought some of my Raider fans really liked him. I didn't think he was good to hire. I thought, you know,
I don't think he was that great of a hire, but I still probably would have given him one more shot.
Really?
I would have rather had him last year than Pete Carroll.
Really?
Because I already knew that the coaching staff was better than what Pete Carroll brought in. If you look at it, you know, we had decent position coaches. Our offensive line coaches were good. You know, it was Philbin that was there and changed that offensive line when he took over halfway through the season when they got rid of the offensive coordinator, and then the Turner, you know, the father and son Turner duo took over. You know. So he turned that offensive line around. They were playing better towards the end of the season. They were looking better. JPJ was a rookie that year. He looked good. Glaze looked okay. You know, Brock Bowers was there. You know, we had a good something going, and then they went and bring in Pete Carroll, and Pete Carroll brings all these bums in for coaches, and it all went back downhill again. I would have rather stuck with AP for one more year. If it didn't work out after that, and you have a chance to get a guy like Kubiak, I'm all for it.
I hope you gave you the super chat, Raiders. I feel like, dude, it was better you guys got off. I feel like he just wasn't professional. Like, he's kind of like the Brandon Staley. Like he just was like an easy hire, like a Raiders. That's a Raiders hire.
Who, AP?
Yeah, I feel like that's a Raiders.
I like AP.
That's who all my buddies. You know, my friends who were Raider fans. They wanted Shedeur Sanders and they wanted Pierce back. And I was like, dude, that's the typical Raider way. That's the Raider way. And it's like,
that was the debate in the 2025 draft. It was everybody was again when we were slated to have the number 1 pick. Okay, every mock draft you saw out there had us taking Shedeur Sanders if we had the number 1 pick. Okay, and the only reason we ended up with Gentry is because we fell down enough because we won those extra games towards the end of the season and it bumped us out of the number 1. And we knew Shedeur. Everybody thought Shedeur was going to go number 1 overall no matter what. And when he didn't, and it was obvious that teams were just not sold on the kid.
You guys thought Shedeur was going to go number 1?
I didn't think so. I never had him ranked.
We thought he was going to go
in
the first few picks, though.
I was watching a lot.
We thought he was going to be going right after Cam.
Yeah, he thought he was going to go right after Ward. That's what the thought was. But what's up, Anthony? There's no way he was. I had him so far ranked back, it wasn't even funny. I had him 2nd, 3rd round tops.
Yeah, I
did my mocks. Right. I wanted nothing to do with them because along with him comes excess baggage because you're going to have Deion involved in some manner of aspect.
Teams know this.
And I love Deion as a player. I thought he was phenomenal to watch. He was just that type of guy. But I didn't want him around the team, because I didn't want him coming in and adding his 2 cents about his kid this, his kid that type of stuff.
Absolutely.
Let the kid be the kid. But then you hear how the kid is himself. Now that's an issue,
Yeah, he's
nothing. 805 is one of the guys that was with me in Pittsburgh. He's one of the guys that didn't want Mendoza. He didn't want Shedeur last year either. He didn't even want Gentry. Neither did I. I want us to take an offensive lineman in 2025 with that number 6 pick.
Yeah.
But you know what? The Raiders did need some weapons.
Yeah, no, I want to see the Raiders make a move at wide receiver. And also to address this question real quick, this probably won't be the last time we do something similar. We'll probably do something similar like this. It's great. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry. I just had to get that question, that comment in there.
What is one? Oh.
We're a little behind, so I'm trying to scroll through and caught up. But we'll jump up to the front and go back. Ever since the salary cap, all teams have to scramble to compete. Madden saw that coming and, said that we would hate the coach cap teams. Absolutely. Let's see, Deion wanted to pull a Manning draft. Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
What's going on? I think AP brought back the will to win to the Raiders, and it sucks that he didn't get to see some of that winning in the vision. I think he brought back the will to win, no matter what.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought Gruden had some imprint on the team too.
Same, a little bit too, but not as much. I think AP really brought back that win, that desire.
You were scared of Gruden, it seemed like, with the Raiders.
His second go around wasn't good.
It's kind of lackluster, huh? Yeah.
It was the draft
contract.
You look at the picks that him and Mike Mayock made when they were here.
Oh, Mike Mayock.
They were not good. But not good picks.
This is what I was saying though, is they did play hard.
I love Hard Knocks Raiders. I love the Raiders Hard Knocks. That was entertaining.
It was, but Gruden should have been a one and done for us. When he was here the first tenure, that should have been it. Never should have come back again. We should have gone a different direction.
10 years.
Huh?
They gave him a 10-year contract. I thought that was insane.
Yeah. A 10-year, the $10 million a year or something. It was ridiculous. His draft picks, those draft picks. The only draft pick I would give him credit for, and I can't even really give him credit for it because he admits it himself, it was one of the groundskeepers that said to make sure you check out this guy, Max Crosby from Eastern Michigan. So it wasn't even like Gruden studied this kid. It was a groundskeeper that brought it up. And that's how we ended up drafting Max Crosby. He even admitted it on a show and a podcast or whatever he did with Max. And he even said it to Max. And Max didn't know that until he said it. So it's like, that's the only draft pick that I can say. Oh, Josh Jacobs, too. I'll give him that one. But again, Josh Jacobs didn't last with us because of who was here in the front office and the coach at the time. It had nothing to do with Gruden. That was a great pick. Josh Jacobs was a great running back for us. I wish we still had him. We wouldn't be drafting a guy like Genty. We would have done other things,
Yeah, I didn't.
Colton Miller too. That's right. I forgot about Colton Miller.
Yeah, I didn't like what the front office was doing with the Raiders. They got rid of Khalil Mack, which I thought was kind of crazy.
And that was another dumb one too. But there was some behind the scenes stuff with that too. So
it was like a little bit of money. It's like, come on, Raiders, just match. The
I
Raiders
don't
do.
even think it was the money situations. I just him and Gruden just didn't get along for some reason. They were just butting heads.
Yeah.
I wish we never traded him away. Could you imagine him and Max at the same time?
That would have been crazy. That would have been crazy.
We would have had something going there. The two of them together, and I think you
You
would
guys had
have
Denzel Perryman too. I liked when you guys had him.
Who?
Yeah.
Denzel Perryman. You guys had him for a little bit as
Yeah.
linebacker. I thought you guys had a little nice team at one point. I remember. You had our former cornerback who was pretty good too. I think at Casey Hayward. I think he played pretty good for you guys too.
Yeah, I mean the last corner I really respect out of anybody we've ever had was Charles. Charles Woodson was just in a league of his own.
Oh, yeah.
I love that guy.
Mr. Heisman.
Jesus Christ.
I got a question for you guys. So we were doing we just did our fantasy lottery. How you guys feel about your picks and how you feeling about fantasy? For me, it's my first year. It does not seem like it's Jeff's first year. Jeff seems like he has plenty of experience and is in a pretty comfortable position for what he sees ahead of him. So
I love
what
my
do you guys feel about this fantasy draft coming up?
Good.
Yeah, what are you gonna do for your mock? Who's your pick? I don't know. I don't know. I must see.
I'm not giving him a name. What are you, crazy?
And
I don't know
I'm
what
not
he was trying to
giving
plan
I
with that.
don't
Like,
know who's
tell me
gonna
what
be
you
there
guys
at
think you're going to
13
pick
for
in
me.
the first round so I can do a mock draft. I'm like, hell no. I'll tell you what I'm not going to do. I'm not going to pick a Raider player at number 6 on my team. No way.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give him a player, but I might not actually pick him. You get what I'm saying? It's a mock draft.
I'll take Lad McConkey in the first round. Just
That might be a good pickup. Hey, that's a good pickup.
That's like me giving you my depth chart on how I'm going to rank players for the draft. Hell no, get out of here. I'm not going to tell you.
I'm not going to give out what I'm doing for the draft. I've been given plenty of good tips. So
There's no buy-in, guys. Why are you saying this so serious?
I'm picking at 13. I got to deal with what I get. So I'm not.
I
giving
got
up.
number 6. I'm happy. I got the 6th pick overall in a 16-team league, which is insane. I've never done one this big before.
That redraft really played out well for you.
Yeah, the 10. It's better. I wanted 12. I guess you're right. It was, but then it went to 14.
I would have actually been happier with like number 8 or 9, but 6. I'll take number 6.
Yeah.
Because I think based on what I've heard tonight, not hearing this, but when we were on the Zoom and watching people talk in IG, I think I got a pretty good idea who's going to probably fall to me in number 6. I think it's going to happen, and if it does, I'm going to be.
Yes, you have a
I'm
good
going to be
idea,
elated.
educated
if I get
guess on who might fall.
Huh?
Yeah. You might be able to make a good educated guess on who might fall because of what you heard, and then you knowing who's ahead of you. It might be a little obvious for you. You're in a good position, whereas me at 13, there's a little room for some shakeup to happen there before it gets to me. But I mean, either way, I'm gonna take advantage with what I can get. I'm gonna come out hot no matter what.
In a big league like this with this many managers or owners, having that number 1 pick. Yeah, it's great for the first pick. You get to choose who you want. You get anybody on the board, but then you got to wait 30-something picks before it comes back to you.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't come back to you until number 32. So by the time it comes back to you, the top 30 players are gone. If everybody drafts logically, but they're not.
I'm not.
There's owners that are going to be homers. They're going to draft players for their team.
We have to. We create content. I think the Chargers are going to do good this year. I don't want to root for Bo Nix or Ashton Jeanty. If I wasn't doing the content, I would. If I was just like chilling as like because I did fantasy a couple of seasons ago and I did pretty good, but I hated watching the NFL because I feel like I was being biased. I feel like I was like rooting for outcomes sometimes. And I'm like, I just want to root for the Chargers, you know?
What's my thoughts on Sean Payton? I think I will say that Sean Payton did give up play calling, whether it was some sort of ownership leaning on him, or if it was just him being conscious enough to give it up, so be it. But I think Sean Payton is in a Davis Webb as a first time play caller. That's a great resource to have, is Sean Payton right there to ask questions, how to form a game plan, an offensive game plan. So I think that Sean Payton, I'm excited for him. I think, but I will say, if the Broncos were to pull it off, Sean is out. Sean is retiring.
Oh, if the Broncos win the Super Bowl, I wouldn't be surprised if he dies.
I'm grateful for what Sean Payton has done. He's brought stability to the Broncos, and we went 8-9, then 10-7 to 14-3. We can only keep going up from here, and I love what Sean has done. He's done everything you would have wanted it for, over $20 million a year for a head coach. But again, that's something that we don't have to worry about. We got Walmart money, guys.
Sean Payton's the Aaron Rodgers of NFL coaches, head coaches.
Everyone's got their belts. Everyone's ready. We're all ready. We're all ready for the season. We're ready for fantasy. It's going to be a fun year.
I got to defend it in this league too.
Absolutely, because you're going to get a lot of stuff in this league. So many creators.
I already talked to the guy that ran this one last year. That's so ugly.
Man, I need to get me a belt, guys. 16 teams is too much. It's going to be chaos. That's what we know for sure.
Hey, it's better than 10. 10 would have been 2 stacked, I feel. It should have been 12 or 14.
Let's see. I've done leagues with 8. I've done leagues with 10. 12 is usually the safe spot. Like 12 is preferred. Anything over that, that's like I said when we were talking earlier. People are gonna end up drafting players that are gonna get waived or cut when teams get narrowed down to the 53. It's just the way it happens,
Yeah.
What are you sitting in your garage in the fucking camping chair?
I've been using these chairs. I've been using my tailgate chairs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Hey, we do what we got to do to make these shows and productions work, right?
It's like if I'm at the game. That's the vibe I'm trying to get to,
But yeah, guys, so just a heads up, because most people, I haven't even said hello. I introduced you guys, so your fan base probably doesn't know who I am. But I'm Cody Chapa. This is Still Up Sports. I talk Denver Broncos and all sports, but late night, usually up past midnight, 1:30 a.m. Mountain Time, kind of. So come check me out, and go check out everyone. These two right here. If you're watching my show,
make sure you guys sub to these guys, please.
We're trying to normalize late night sports talk on my show. Besides that, we're all in a fantasy league, and that's how we all kind of met and have come across each other. And now we're all on a show together. So it's cool to that we're all talking. Martin in the chat, he is in our league. So keep an eye out for Martin. Martin knows what he's doing. I will say that. He's a smart guy.
Which team is his?
He's a Bronco fan.
I know, but what's his? No, I'm sorry.
I think she just put him down as Martin. I could be wrong. But just keep an eye out for him, because the man knows what he's talking about. So he's a smart guy. There's some of us in this fantasy league that I think it's fair to say are rookies or don't know what they're doing, and then you can clearly see who at least has experience, and I think that's going to lead to maybe one or two breakthroughs.
It's gonna be fun.
Maybe 1 or 2 upsets in terms of like, wow, we're surprised this person fell that low. It's going to be fun. Supercharger, who's your favorite Charger of all time?
My favorite Charger of all time, Darren Sproles.
Great choice. Yeah, I like Darren Sproles a lot.
Yeah, I like Darren Sproles a lot too. I also.
That's your favorite Charger of all time, really?
I would have thought.
Come up with
best, but he's just my favorite, like my fan favorite.
My favorite of all time.
I also have a spot for. I like Ryan Matthews too, because I play him a lot in Blitz. I just kind of like her, or not Ryan Matthews, Ryan Leaf.
I mean, I'm not telling you how to fan because that's one big thing that we always say on the Raiders side. We don't tell each other how to fan. But I'm just shocked that that's your all-time favorite Charger player is
Darren
Sproles.
Darren Sproles, yes, 43. Yes, Darren Sproles.
Wow.
I think
never
Darren Sproles
would.
more than LT, to be real with you.
I would have expected. In all honesty, if you would have sent in Antonio Gates, I would have been like, I get it.
I get it.
But
Martin
man.
is JC ambassador, so in the chat, JC
He had a big game
Oh,
versus
JC,
the
okay.
playoff game. He's had a big. He beat the Helpers, beat the Colts. You know, Darren Sproles was low-key a nice weapon for us. We should have kept him.
No, Darren Sproles is awesome.
What's up, Nada?
He's
My
a
favorite
hey, man.
Bronco
He's a
guys.
smelly guy. I could have been Darren Sproles. You know what I'm saying?
To
Yeah,
answer the
Cody.
question, it's Demaryius Thomas. I grew up watching Demaryius Thomas in high school and in middle school. I could have been anyone before. I never had a favorite until Demaryius. And when I was in high school, I took child development where they give you the fake baby, and I got left with the only black baby. So that's the first thing I did is I named it Demaryius Thomas. And even though I live here in Vegas, I went to high school in southern Utah. So I was just roaming around as a big boy carrying this black baby doll named Demaryius, and it was amazing.
I think that's hilarious. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
how
I'm
the teacher trolling you like that?
But
Yeah,
see now
he's amazing.
I understand why you guys are picking the names you are. Because number one, I forget that you guys are way younger than I am. So you watch you watch a different era of your respective teams than I watched of mine. In other words, like for me to pick up my favorite Raider, it's not going to be anybody in the last 25 to 30 years. I can tell you that right now.
I do
So
that.
my all-time favorite Raider player,
Jim
Five-
Plunkett.
no. First and foremost, it would probably be Howie Long. Okay.
That's a great choice.
Yeah, because I mean, I saw him from his rookie year right up to when he retired.
He reps the Raiders
No.
well too.
Yeah, I mean, and I have more respect for a player, and he played in a different era, meaning I have more respect for a player that gets drafted by a team and stays with that team their entire career. And that's what Howie Long did. He never left the Raiders. He was here from day one to the day he retired. But that was also the era back then. It wasn't like big free agency like there is now, where a team gets drafted by a player gets drafted by a team, and then comes year 4 or year 5, they're gone. They move on. They go to another team. So there's no loyalty. In other words, they're all playing for a better contract, which is understandable. You make your money while you can. I get that. But if I had to pick a guy even before him, it's going to be like Art Shell, Gene Upshaw, Otto, that whole era of football when it was like, smash mouth football where you could really hit. But Howie Long, by far, my all-time favorite.
Not Gardner Minshew.
No.
Who's your all-time Raider? Not your favorite, but like, who do you think's all-time?
All time, it's going to be Jim Otto because he was there from day one to the day he retired. I mean, he was just he was Mr. Raider. That's what he was known as. He was known as Mr. Raider. And unfortunately, I never got a chance to meet him before he passed. That's one player I would have loved to have met in person. And I've met a lot of Raider players through the years, but he's one that I definitely would have loved to have met in person.
I would totally give my honorable mentions, to Todd Davis and Benny Fowler, because I met both of them in person. And Benny Fowler follows me on Twitter. So because Benny Fowler, the man who caught Peyton Manning's last pass, followed me on Twitter and signed this for me. Honorable mention because I've met him before. I'm going to meet him again in Denver. So, that's awesome. But also same with Todd Davis, 2 Super Bowl 50 backups. And I love, I think that no one talks about, the backups on these Super Bowl teams, no matter what the team is. These teams don't get by without, a backup stepping up and playing a game, here or there because the starter goes down. I can think back to Super Bowl 50 and I can think about that season we had TJ Ward go down at one point. We had Darian Stewart go down at one point. So we called up like Shio Ko out of nowhere. No one, you can't even Google that guy and see what he's done. He's barely done anything. But I just love the backups and what the roles they play. And so to get 2 Super Bowl 50 backups, I'm like, man, I think I'm now a backup guy. So I just fall in love with backup inside linebacker or backup wide receiver talk now just because of these two. So honorable mention to those guys just because I've met them. So
See,
that's
now
cool.
I think for the two of you, if you were more closer to my era or my age, I think you would have a different take on. Like, I guarantee yours would probably be LT. Because to watch LT, I had mad respect for LT.
Oh, I love
He was a Raider killer. Yeah,
Oh,
I hated
I
playing
love
against him.
No, I
Antonio
love
Gates,
and he
Yeah.
might be the all-time Charger, but like, and I like Gate too. Like, I get what you're saying, but like, just me personally, my favorite, I like Darren Sproles, man. So I
that's
relate.
fine. I mean, again, it's in your era, so that makes sense.
No, I watched
totally
LT.
understand that.
LT was that's how I LT was when I was a Charger fan. I watched LT.
Darren McFadden was so great.
Yeah, but did you catch him at the tail end of his
That's
career,
weird.
though?
I know I watched him when he was coming. I watched him in his like I was like old enough to watch that.
Oh, really?
I was watching the Marty Shaw. I watched the Marty.
Darren Sproles?
Yeah. But I personally I get you. He's not Mr. Charger, but I just like personally I like Darren Sproles. He was my favorite player. Like, you know.
I mean, that'd be like me saying my favorite Raider is God, I can't even think of anybody that wouldn't even be worthy of being.
Who said no? Someone gave him his name. That's like saying almost Darren McFadden. I feel like that's a rules.
Well, McFadden was
Yeah.
all right.
He played
I
for
think McFadden in college.
or he left.
Yeah, I can see that. And I think, Cody, with you, it would probably be if you were able to, because I know you for a fact didn't see these guys play, like John Elway. You're way too young to
I
have
love-
seen
You know what? I
I
know all
love Terrell
about Elway because
I love Terrell
I
Davis.
did write a report on Elway when I was a kid, so I know all about Elway. And Elway lives by me, so I just know the aura of Elway. Elway's up there, bro. He's up there.
Elway makes wine.
Yeah,
Elway
we
makes wine out there by where you live, bro. Elway makes wine out there.
Yeah, Elway. Actually, Elway got in an accident in a golf cart. Actually, his buddy was driving in the back. You hear about that?
What, just recently?
This was like a year ago, low key. He lives in the Madison Club. Elway's got a lot of paper, and there's this big party they throw there in this country club. And his buddy, his agent, was in the back of the golf cart. And I thought he was drunk because Elway drinks a lot. But no, Elway's a good guy.
No, his agent or a friend of his died in the golf cart accident. I remember hearing about this. Yeah.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, it was a great friend of John's, like one of his best buddies, died because of this golf cart accident.
My buddy works there, actually. He tells me some dirt. I actually got some tips.
Yeah.
He works there.
But no, I love Terrell Davis. So yeah, if I could go back to that generation, it would be TD, just because, to see what John, and like if I was that generation, which is, it's my mom's generation more. She was born in 73, but she was always a Broncos fan. She tried to be a Raider fan because the Raiders training camp was in Oxnard in California. That's where my mom's from. Is from Oxnard. So she would always go down to the Raiders training camp. And one year she came home covered in Raiders gear, autograph stuff, whatever. The Raider players would let her put on, rings and stuff. They would always do that. And then she came home covered in Raider stuff. And my grandmother told her, you can move out or you can get rid of the Raider gear. And she got rid of the Raider gear and accepted the orange, into her blood. But she almost tried to be a Raider fan because, being an outsider.
God bless your grandmother.
Yeah.
Protect that woman. No.
but no, I think that's that's awesome. That's a great thing. Now, I love Terrell Davis just because some people think that he shouldn't have made it into the Hall of Fame with how short the career was, but like you look at the stats.
I don't agree with that. He should have been in.
He had one of the best 3 or 4 year runs ever as a running back. So people talk about running backs' careers being short. I think he had one of the best peaks of any short running back career ever. And so again, the 2,000-yard rusher, if Jonathan, if CJ2K would have, Chris Johnson would have gone for 2K, but also won a Super Bowl, he'd be a Hall of Famer probably.
Yeah. And it's a shame what's happened with him now, too.
No, absolutely. And my grandmother, who was a Broncos fan, she actually died from ALS in '99. Everyone back then would call it Lou Gehrig's instead.
Yeah. I covered that Friday night on my show talking about NFL and everything, and I brought that up. It's a shame. Anybody that had a chance to see him play, man, he was a phenomenal athlete.
Yeah, and if he had gotten that ring, he would have probably been a Hall of Famer.
Oh, yeah.
Is TD got the ring. He carried an aging Elway over the finish line in a way, kind of like how I would argue that Von Miller helped carry Peyton Manning over the finish line too.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would say, yeah, definitely TD
Oh,
if
yeah.
I could go back. What was that?
Yeah,
What, I missed it.
you don't like John Elway's not your favorite?
No, I love John Elway. I love John Elway. I grew up in my era. I never knew Elway the player. I knew Elway as good as Terrell Davis was during the season. He turned on the Jets in the postseason. Absolutely.
He did.
And he played with those massive migraines too. That was the other thing.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
he would go.
Yeah.
It affected his sight. They were so bad.
He would take aspirin before the games, and then on Super Bowl 32, he forgot to take it, and he got the migraine in the middle of the game, and against the Packers. And Mike Shanahan told him, he said, "We need you out there no matter what, because the Packers aren't going to believe we're running if we take you out." So they sent a half blinded Terrell Davis.
You could barely even see.
Yeah,
his eyes, the migraines would be so bad that his eyes would black out basically.
And you know what though?
He wasn't like blackout, passed out. Like his vision would just gone. He couldn't see.
He's aged very well because he looks pretty much the same still. The man looks great, and that's what probably playing only 4 or 5 years, 6 years will really get you, is probably that. But he would have never been to think that it took a preseason game in Japan. It was a Tokyo preseason game where Terrell Davis made a crazy special teams tackle that got him onto the team. And he just laid a guy out on special teams. And he said that he had just eaten a hot dog right before that happened too, because he thought he wasn't even going to make the team. So, and that's when they were going to Japan for preseason games, which is crazy.
Wow.
I don't think I could recall that because I wasn't alive at that time. I was born in 96. I think that was 95 that year, 94, 95 that year. So I can't even recall. Mad Lib.
Fuckers are making. How old are you?
I was born in 96 too.
Yeah, I turned 30 in November.
Yeah, I just turned 30.
You are, and I said this to Cody earlier. You're actually, now that I know you're both the same age, you guys are both younger than my kids.
Oh,
okay, that's okay. You look pretty good though, Jeff. I would.
Hey, for 56, I look pretty damn good.
Yeah, right.
Well, see, if you put us together, we're older than you, so you need to.
True.
And we're with younger people, right? We're with a bunch of youngsters in the fantasy content.
Oh, some of them are young. Yeah, some of them are younger than us, so I feel old in there.
Yeah.
Shout out to my 2 cents with the $2 super chat. Thank you, my brother.
Absolutely.
Salute Raider Nation and 401 Raider Jeff. Thank you, my guy. What's up, Nada? I see you in here, brother.
Carl Mecklenburg was one of the best.
You know what? Can everybody that's in my chat do me a favor? The links are in the description. Make sure you get over to their 2 channels. You've got the Superchargers podcast, Cody's, which is Still Up Sports. So make sure you guys go over, hit the sub for them. This isn't going to be the last time you see the 3 of us together. I think we got something here. We got 3 really good, fun personalities here. This was a quick pull up. We had been in another chat or a Zoom talking, and we're all 3 of us are in a fantasy league together with a bunch of other team fan content creators, whatever you want to call it. It's the first time that we've all really pretty much even talked. So this is the first time the 3 of us are on camera together doing this.
Yeah, and I think we've already gone for over an hour or 2 just talking with each other.
Oh shit! Yeah, it's already 1:30. Yeah.
Yeah. So
that's what I mean. I'm a late night. I'm a night owl.
So. Well, that's why I am. So I'm always up late night anyway.
I'm older than Cody's mom. I am too, actually.
Yeah, my mother was born in 73, guys.
I was born in 70, so I like 3 years.
Let's see. We'll get a few more questions in, and then I'll let you guys go for a little bit, just because I think everyone probably needs to get up and move and go do something. Probably.
Yeah, I'll probably cut out soon too.
Yeah, and then so we'll get a few more questions in, guys. Get your questions in real fast. And check me out on Still Up Sports. Come check out Superchargers Pod. And if you're already subscribed to Jeff, Jeff's page. But if you're subscribed to me and you haven't checked out Jeff's page, come check out Jeff, because we appreciate the support. I'm excited to talk to you guys, because we can do this again, as a group, but also leading into these season matchups as these division rivals play each other. There's some great talk to break down these games, the matchups in these games.
That's why I'm happy it's 16 teams in the fantasy, because honestly, dude, those Zoom calls are going to get lit. Our last Zoom call was kind of lit. We need to start recording those again.
Man, hey, shout out the Colts convo for missing the first draft and then us redrafting and him showing up and getting the first pick.
How about what's his name? He had the first round pick when we the
And
number
he
one
went
pick
to
when
the
we
team.
started it, but then 4 of the teams came out of nowhere and we had to redo it again. He went
Yeah.
from 1 to 17, 16, right?
Yeah.
People were supposed to do the.
It was the Bills. It was the
But-
Bills fan. He went from
Yeah.
first to last.
Yeah, I think we got like 3 Chargers fans, 3 or 4 Broncos now. We got a Raider fan, a Seahawks fan.
No, the Chargers fans now, a group of fans, which is a Raiders fan, and also it's a whole AFC West podcast now.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So Ethan is going to rep them.
No, Ethan's not repping them. Now the whole podcast is that whole team now.
So they are that team.
They're the whole pot. The whole. He said he's going to try to give it to some others. So I think a Raider guy is going to be running it.
Okay, yeah, because before I went on to our chat with you guys, I had Corey on from West War Room Rivals, and they talk ball all the time.
We need to talk to him. That's exactly who's running that pot. That's exactly who's going to be running back from the back seat pods.
What, the Raider fan that's in there? Who is that?
It's a group of them. It's a whole AFC West. They're just pretty
Yeah,
cool.
so
No. Who's the Raider fan? What's his screen name? Like, what's his?
I think it's
channel?
Cody. Well, I think it's Cody. Cody Johnson.
Can you bring up and play it? Can we just watch it actually?
Yeah, I don't think I can get in trouble for playing their stuff. If anything, I'll just mute it, so that way you can see their screen names.
Yeah, we need to do all stuff.
Cody Johnson.
There you go. Yeah. Go make a new Raider friend. You gotta replace if you made a friend that is named Cody that's a Broncos fan, you might as well go add another one that's a Raider fan, right?
No,
Who is your favorite Hall of Famer on your team? For me, a Hall of Famer on my team, again, that would probably lean into Terrell Davis, just because that was rewarding for me to see the campaigning that went into getting Terrell Davis on there from all of his own teammates. They campaigned actively to get him on there. But if I'm not going to go with him, I'll go with Champ Bailey.
Champ Bailey. My
Only
homie
happened because of the Quentin Portis trade.
Champ Bailey.
But yeah, so go check out the West War Room pod, guys. Great AFC talk over there, AFC West talk over there. Kind of like what we almost did a little bit,
Yeah.
But they do great work. And yeah, guys, so I'm at Still Up Sports on all the platforms. Superchargers pod, that's on all of your platforms, right? Just all the same thing.
Oh yeah, Superchargers pod, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube. Yeah, I do different kind of videos. I won't talk to J.K. Dobbins, bro. I kind of agree with you on your. I feel like J.K. Dobbins actually might have a good year too. I feel like he's going to rebound a little bit.
I think he's in for a good year. I just think that history shows J.K. Dobbins never plays a full healthy year.
And no,
With that being
not
said,
wrong.
I expect Jonah Coleman to take some reps at one point.
he's going to be good too. That's why I'm saying I think the Broncos have a good running back room. I think the Raiders do too.
I have to be respectful about the Raiders because I live in Vegas and I don't need anyone coming for me. I'm kidding. We just have friendly banter. I think this is just a fun vibe. We all get along. There's no.
Not in Oakland no more. No one's going to come after you, bro. Don't worry.
Yeah.
We got. If anything, I think some of us have more respect for each other's teams than we might even have for our own teams. So I got nothing but respect to these guys.
Yeah, when I'm in the same room with you guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeff's got that old. Hey, he was before 1984. He got that old school Raiders. He's gonna jump us.
Yeah.
He gotta clean my
I
pocket.
say under. For this
Hey,
question, I
who's
say
your-
under for sure.
Oh, definitely under 10.
Yeah. I'm
Oh, yeah.
thinking 8,
Oh, yeah, heck
9.
yeah. He might, but you never know. He might get hurt, but then go back and
They are probably going to workload him. We'll see how it looks in the preseason and how it gets in like the first few games of the year. But they have Jonah Coleman. You can workload him. RJ Harvey is best in that like running back 2 role because I think RJ Harvey is going to be 1,000-yard multi-purpose back. He's someone I'm hoping drops in this fantasy because I'm eyeing RJ Harvey. I saw him go for 12 touchdowns last year as a rookie, out the backfield and running. And this is a guy who went from, in college, he went from quarterback to running back. So he's a young runner. So I think he'll get better running up the middle. So yeah, keep your eyes out for RJ Harvey. But I got under.
Oh, sorry, bro. I was reading these comments. I was laughing. These Ray fans.
That's funny. These guys are ruthless. Here's the thing: when I do my Friday
Hey,
night
put up the Manti Teo comment. You gotta put that.
I saw that.
I gotta show y'all something.
I'm just now reading all these, so I was locked in.
Thanks, the one you love to hate. Thank you, brother, for the 250 joules. I appreciate that, man. Thank you.
I've been caught, bro.
This is a good one. Over under. I got under as well.
I want to say over. I hope, please. Please,
I would
over.
say if you're a Raider fan, you're hoping over, but it's probably under. Oh wow, so many props.
I'm ready for the Super Bowl this year, bro. This is our year.
I'll tell you what, there's one thing the Chargers don't have to spend money on. You know that, right?
What's that?
Glass cleaner for their trophy Super Bowl case. That's one thing you don't have to buy.
He saw my comments. Yeah, he was laughing. He saw them.
Right, you need to give me some of those VHS tapes of those Raiders Super Bowls.
I wish, Cool Kev.
Oh man, this has been fun. I've enjoyed talking with you guys.
I definitely want to talk with you guys off air at some point, and I'd love to figure out a show for the three of us.
Yeah, we got to find some Chiefs guy out there somewhere.
Yeah, we guys got.
They're an anomaly, man. I swear, most of them disappeared after they lost that Super Bowl.
It's kind of like they all showed up after New England stopped winning Super Bowls. Once New England stopped winning them, they all went there. It's like Lakers fans too.
So there's a show that one of my buddies does, Jack Kenna. He used to do it. He handed it off, but it's called the Wild Wild West Show. It's on Wednesday night. Yeah. So there used to be a representative from each team in the AFC West. So obviously all four teams. Leading up to the Super Bowl, there was a Chiefs fan that was there. Okay. And the last show before the Super Bowl, I watched this one specifically because I wanted to see what he would say. Number one, he never shut the hell up. All he did was talk about how great they are, how they're going to win this Super Bowl, this and that, this and that, this and that. Well, they got beaten in the Super Bowl by the Eagles. He never came back. They have not seen him since. He just vanished. The next week, I tuned in to see what he was going to say. Never showed up. Nobody heard from him. Couldn't even find him anymore. The guy was
lying. This guy just went.
I wish I could do that, man.
He flew the coop.
I wish I could do that. Just get rid of all this and just forget it. I wish I could.
Oh, what kind of you think? Damn, that's some. You think it's just these bandwagons? It's just like a group of bandwagons.
Well, what pisses me off is like if that was me and the Raiders were in the Super Bowl and we lost to the Eagles, you know damn well I'm coming back.
Oh, I feel you. I feel you. But you're a real
I mean, just in the short time that you've known me, you know I'm not going to back down from anything. If we lose in the Super Bowl like that, I'm coming back on the next show and I'm going to tell you exactly what I think about it, how bad we did this, or how good we did this, or how we got screwed here, or how they got. You know what I mean? I would have had excuses, just like everybody else would when you lose. But I'm not going to turn tail and never be seen again. That's one thing I'm not going to do. I don't run from fights. I don't run from shit like that. So I don't get it. He's just gone. And they have yet to find a permanent replacement for him. They cannot find the Chiefs fan that is willing to get on the show with them.
I know. I found one, and his kid. He's from what's it called? Arkansas. He's from Arkansas, and I was
Anthony knows. He's watched the show before. He knows exactly what I'm talking about.
That's hilarious. Yeah, so this guy just disappeared. Is he still making like Chiefs content or
no? That's just it. He stopped.
Just vanished.
Go on.
That's crazy.
When I say this guy hogged the entire episode that night and just talked so much shit, and nobody said anything to him. They just let him go. Then I'm sitting in the chat. I'm like, are the other three teams? Are you guys going to say anything? It's like,
that's crazy.
And I tuned in to see what he was going to say after they lost. Nothing. It was a Broncos guy, my buddy Jack, and the Chargers fan, and that was it. Never saw him again. Freaking funny.
And you still do the
I know.
podcast with these guys, or what happened?
Yeah. Yeah, no, they still do it. But they're still trying to find somebody to be a steady Chiefs guy. They
Wow.
found some here and there, but nobody that's been able to stick with it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, not for nothing. After so many years of the Raiders being bad, and if you're still doing shows where you're going in with other AFC West guys, and you've endured all of that, that's showing some gumption. You know, I've been through the good, I've been through the bad, so I can handle it. I'm not a snowflake, you know. But some people just can't handle it. You know,
Isn't that the worst?
consistently lose.
God, aren't they the worst? I totally feel you. I kind of feel you. God.
I'll tell you what, I saw that here in New England. As soon as the Patriots weren't winning Super Bowls, their fans disappeared. Do you know how many times I saw people that used to wear Brady jerseys in New England all the time. The second he went to Tampa Bay, boom, them Buck jerseys were everywhere around here. And they're like, I was never a Patriots fan. I was always a Tom Brady fan. Or you'd see the people wearing the split. I hate those jerseys. Whoever came up with them should be punched in the face. Those split jerseys. Like they had the split Tampa Bay Bucks and New England Patriots with the 12 and Brady on the back. It's like, what? You're never going to see me wear another team's gear unless I have to because I made some stupid ass bet. You're not going to see that. It's not going to happen, you know. But
I feel you.
I just don't get it. I just don't get how people just aren't loyal to their team, no matter how bad they are. And when they're really good and they suck, they jump.
Low key, Jeff. I might lose a bet in this fantasy. I might have to wear a Broncos jersey. Don't question my fan. Okay.
At least it's not one of those tattoo ones, because that would piss me off if I lost and I had to get a tattoo chosen by everybody else. Screw that. I've got plenty of tattoos, so no. What's up,
we were talking about like whoever places lowest or something might have to wear something Broncos or something Chargers on a show or something. That would be. I can't imagine wearing baby blue. I mean, I'm not wearing baby blue now, but I don't know.
I don't. The colors I own are white, silver, gray, black. I might have a pair of blue gym shorts somewhere. Other than that, everything else. Because my mother used to say, if I wear a different color sometimes, she goes, I'm not used to you not in black.
I think bright orange. Bright orange would look great in that studio. Get yourself a little, Broncos beanie or something.
What's up, Raider Rob? Yeah. No.
We need that minion gold, that sunshine gold in there. Get a little yellow.
Yeah.
I totally feel you, man. There's a lot of bandwagon. I totally feel you though about the bandwagon. I kind of want to keep on talking about that. Yeah, I kind of feel you with the bandwagon stuff. There's a lot of that now, and I kind of feel you with the Vegas too. They need to start getting rid of that. It's kind of a West Coast thing too. I feel like there's a lot of bandwagons out here too. The Rams too. I feel like those. I feel like Charger fans and Raider fans went to the Rams. I had a Raiders fan who's a Rams fan. I had another friend.
I'll tell you right now, and I expect this 100%. If we start to become successful on a consistent basis again, Raider fans are going to come back out of the woodwork again. You're going to see people that you never saw wear Raider gear start wearing Raider gear. It's going to happen. It happens to every team. And
the Raiders have a national brand a bit more, so it will happen.
Well, it's an international brand. I mean, the Raiders are worldwide.
They're one of those top powerhouse. Like
they are. I think the Raiders are a big brand, but I'm going to keep it real. I feel like even the Broncos, dude. I feel like the AFC, it's the Blue Bloods are kind of in the NFC. I kind of feel like I might be tripping on that, but I feel like even the Chargers, we always struggle against the Giants. We always struggle, even like going to New York and facing some of the Blue Blood franchises. I just feel like Al Davis, the Spanos family, and even before the Broncos got sold to the Walmarts family, I just feel like they're a little bit more mom and pop like shop brand, versus like the NFC teams, those legacy teams, the NFL before the merger, those feel like they kind of ran a little bit better, no?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, to some extent, I would agree with that. Like the Cowboys, I think they run horribly now because Jerry Jones is he should step down a long time ago.
You're right.
And here's the thing with Jerry Jones: if you watch everything that Jerry Jones does now, as he's getting older and older,
God,
He's
yeah.
doing a lot of what Al Davis used to do.
Yeah,
how he's
yeah,
getting
yeah,
over.
yeah.
Well, and here's the reason why, because him and Al were very tight. When he first became an owner, one of the guys that he took a lot of advice from was from Al Davis, which at the point when he did, who better to learn from than, Al Davis? I mean, Al Davis was one of a kind. You're not going to find another owner like him ever. Jerry Jones is trying to be that guy, but he never will.
He had all these unique personalities, which made the NFL really cool. And you're starting to lose a little bit with that. That's why I also don't like these new stadiums. I don't like them not retiring OJ Simpson's jersey. There's a lot of some nonsense they're trying to do low key.
Well, here's the other thing too. You got to remember, Al Davis was one of a kind as far as what he was as a person, meaning he was a former coach, GM, became owner. He knew talent. He before he really started to get older and kind of started to go, I guess you'd say a little, maybe not senile, but
he started
losing some of his
faculties. He just was obsessed with speed.
He was he was definitely obsessed with speed, but
everybody was fast receiver, fast. It's like, dude,
again, he could have football conversations with anybody about any type of player in the league, any type of system, and that's where Jerry Jones loses right there. Jerry Jones doesn't know football like Al Davis knew football.
No, but
Al Davis could evaluate talent.
I want to hang out with Jerry Jones. Like, I want to kick with those guys, but I just think those guys aren't running teams very good anymore. Like, they're running a little bit too old school. Like, the game kind of got away from them a little bit at a certain point, right? With age. Yeah. Maybe that's what happened with Pete Carroll pretty quickly. Maybe that season, it just happened.
I think you said it best earlier that it's kind of like we watched him fade into like Joe Biden as the season went on. Like he was asleep at the wheel at some point there that season.
No, I feel like the Raider fans are making him seem like a Joe Biden. I feel like that was a little bit. You think so?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's what it felt like to me. It's like, is this guy even listening to what he's saying sometimes? And I think the thing with him though too was he was trying to be too much of their buddy. Like, I know you guys probably didn't see a lot of it because you're not Raider fans, but when you watched a lot of the footage from training camps and everything, he'd be over there wrestling with some of the offensive linemen and, joking and, throwing the ball and like trying to be like one of the guys type of thing. The other head coach, earn the respect of your players. Don't try and be their buddies. You have to come in and I know you're not a hard-nosed type guy. That's not your forte. You come off as the nice guy. You're like the grandpa of the crew. You need a coach. A head coach has to have a certain it about him. Like Harbaugh, that's how I see him. I see him as a hard-nosed type coach. He knows when to have fun sometimes, I'm sure, but he's that aggressive, like, it's my way or the highway. Bill Belichick was one of the most drab, just boring type people, but he knew how to get the best out of his players and not have to, like, drop down to them and be like their friend. He was the coach. You respect me as the coach. I'm not coming out here and playing games with you and running around, trying to tackle you. Dude, you're 80 something. You're almost 80 years old, and you're out there trying to tackle this big guy that's 6'4", 325 pounds. What the fuck are you doing? You're blow out your hip.
What was with the Christian Wilkins, dude? With the Christian Wilkins thing.
Oh, yeah. That was horrible.
So was he just was he just acting out in the locker room? Was he just kissing people? Like, what was going on with this?
There was just so many things going on.
That's what's going on.
I think what did it for me with where I lost all faith in Wilkins actually being anything for us was after all this talk about him not doing this and not doing that with the injury and everything, and then that video came out of him dancing in the weight room with the clock on. I saw that. I'm like, are you shitting me? The guy's doing it in one of the most unstable shoes possible. He's got this foot injury, and he's over here dancing like an idiot. What is going on? And then not too long after that,
have you seen that movie Money Talks with Charlie Sheen? Charlie Sheen and Money Talks. Have you seen that movie? You seen that movie? It's Money. What's that movie? He's in Friday with Ice Cube. He's a comedian. I know you guys know
Chris Tucker.
Chris Tucker. It's a Chris Tucker movie. Yeah, it's a Chris Tucker movie. Money Talks. Have you seen that movie?
No, I don't think so.
You gotta watch that movie. There's a scene with this guy Faison Love where they're in jail, and he's all like, "It's kind of funny." That was kind of like Christian Wilkins, bro. I think Christian Wilkins is on some just a little fruity, bro. I think, but I think he's a beast, low key. I feel like it's low key get picked up this season by a team. But I think,
and it sucks too because it was when we had such high hopes when he came over. If that didn't happen, like if he didn't screw his foot up and everything stayed the way it was, he was having a great year with us that year. Our tackles.
Why did they keep him? Because he was. What happened? Was just like him fruity in the locker room, kissing. Did he kiss someone on the forehead?
Yeah, that was part of it. I forget who it was, but they didn't take too kindly to it, and it just didn't go good.
Crosby?
I forget who it was. I honestly forget. What's up, Joe?
What happened? Why did they get rid of Hunter Renfrow?
Well, that was what's his name? That was McDaniels that didn't want him anymore. But he also had that gastral thing going on too, so he had some issues, and that's why he kind of was off football for a couple of years. It wasn't because it was mainly his health that was the issue, because I took like 2 years off.
He was my favorite Raider for a little while. I liked him.
I want to hit this question.
You know, white people look good.
Walmart owns the Broncos. Y'all should be buying championships with Wally World money. So to answer that, and we were talking about owners just a second ago. People remember Pat Bowlen. Pat Bowlen had a huge impact in the league. There's a reason why Mike Shanahan talks so high about Bowlen, because he had such a rocky relationship with Al Davis. And sometimes you got to make that move to a new team to fall in love with a good ownership and proper situation like that. In terms of the Broncos, it is Rob Walton who may own the team, but his daughter-in-law, it's obvious that she has taken the full control, and she makes her husband just do all like the day-to-day like business stuff. So it's more Kerry Walton Penner's team than it is Rob Walton. But we do have the money to buy Super Bowls. So if you see us win 3, I'll get suspicious. But if we win 2, I'm not going to get suspicious. But just wanted to throw that one out there real quick. And I loved Pat Bowlen, by the way. I think Pat Bowlen is underrated for what his impact in the league. Everyone knows Jerry Jones, Robert Kraft, everything that, the Davis family's done. Not many people give Pat Bowlen the credit he deserves for negotiating TV contracts in the late 90s, early 2000s with all these networks and stuff. Pat Bowlen knew how to, like Jerry Jones, him and Al Davis were not as, they're great businessmen, but they were not as, as cool and calm and collected as, or there's a different kind of vibe that, Bowlen brought to ownership. And, everyone remembers Pat Bowlen, in his, his fur coats on the sidelines. I just want to give Pat Bowlen his love, and also say that while, I don't know if the team has that kind of like morality at ownership, they got the money and the wherewithal to know that they're not going to mess up. So they spend money on anything and make